All right-hander out of Stetson. Logan Gilbert on the mound, sixth start of the year. Stepping in to lead things off, big left-handed hitter, first baseman Nick Kurtz. Here's the windup of the first pitch on the way, and it's a fastball that's high and outside for ball one, and we are underway for Game 3. The A's winning last night by a score of 5-2. They won the opener 2 nights ago by a score of 6-4. They came back to win that game. Here's the windup and the 1-0 pitch to Kurtz. Swing and a miss at a slider. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Right after the ball game, the Mariners head out on the road to St. Louis and to Minnesota. So the Mariners would love to pack up their gear with a win this afternoon. Mariners in their home whites on a Wednesday afternoon. And the Athletics wearing their road grays, green socks, gold stripes at the top of the sock. There's the windup and the 1-1 to Kurtz. Check swing, and it barely misses, up and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Kurtz can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He can walk and he can strike out. He has fanned 34 times. That's the fourth most in the major leagues, but he has walked in 12 consecutive games. The windup and the 2-1 pitch is low and outside for ball 3, 3-1, so he can be patient. And when he gets his pitch, he can do something with it. American League Rookie of the Year last year, hit .290 with 36 home runs, 86 runs batted in just 117 games. The windup and the 3-1 pitch, and it's down low for ball 4. So Nick Kurtz with a walk now in 13 consecutive games. He led off the game last night with a walk, stole second, and eventually scored 2 outs later on a double by Tyler Soderstrom. So this is a very patient team. Man, they can make you work. And Luis Castillo pitched well last night. He went 5 innings, but the A's really got his pitch count way up there at 95 pitches. Here is Shea Langoliers, the DH today. The pitch on the way to Shea, swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Shea, the DH, and Austin Wynns doing the catching for Game 3. Langoliers 2 for 4 last night with another home run. He's homered in the opening 2 games of this 3-game series. Now the stretch by Gilbert and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a pop-up out of play in the first base side, and the count is 0-2. So the Mariners right now at 10-15, and they are ready to get things turned around, especially the offensive side of their game. Their pitching, hey, it's outstanding. Starting 5, the guys down to the bullpen. But the Mariners the last few days in this series having a rough time trying to find that clutch base hit. 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position, so that kind of tells a story about the opening 2 games of this series. Now the stretch of the 0-2 to Langoliers, and it's down low with a splitter. Didn't chase for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the meantime, the A's have been playing some pretty good baseball. Right now they're sitting on top in the West with a record of 13-11. They have a half-game lead over the Rangers early in the season. Here it is April the 22nd, but they're playing well. They've won 6 of their last 10 and their last 2 in a row. The stretch and the 1-2 to Langoliers. Instead of move to first base to get Kurtz back to the bag. Kurtz in last night's game after the leadoff walk left way too early, but Luis Castillo was still in his set position. He came to the plate, so Kurtz was able to waltz into second base with his 3rd stolen base of the year. That's 1 more than he had all last year. Kurtz again to lead it first, held on by Naylor. Now the stretch by Gilbert. And the right-hander's 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul back by Langoliers. And the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. And the A's and the first 2 batters doing what they have done in the first 2 games of this series, making Logan work quite a bit.
Pesky. Annoying, perhaps.
Very. On both descriptions. The stretch, and again the 1-2 to Langoliers. Swing and a little pop up into shallow right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Kurtz the second, making the turn. He's heading for third. Up with the ball is Canzone. The long throw to third is offline. Leo has to go get it. Langoliers with a bloop single into right field. Kurtz first to third, and right away Logan Gilbert is in a jam here in the top of the first inning with nobody out. Langoliers just staying back on a breaking ball, softly hit fly ball into shallow right field. So 2 on in scoring position, and here is Carlos Cortez, who's had a good series. 1 for 5 last night with a double, 4 for 5 the night before, 5 for 10 in the series. And with Brent Rooker on the IL, Cortez stepping in to be the DH. He's out in right field this afternoon, batting .319 for the year, with 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in. Just 5'7", but he's got some power from the left side of the plate. Infielders back. They're going to try to turn 2 to give up a run for the double play. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's down low for ball 1. So Logan, to get out of this jam, he needs a strikeout right here of Cortez or a pop-up, then get a double play ball with Soderstrom to up next. Runners a lead at the corners, nobody out. Pitch on the way to Cortez. Check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Down through the years, Gilbert very successful against the A's. 14 starts against the Athletics, 4-1 record with a 2.82 ERA. The stretch. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Cortez, low and inside with a slider for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Cal Raleigh doing the catching. Rosarena, Rodriguez, Canzone, left, center, and right. The infield, Rivas, Crawford, Young, Naylor, third to first. Logan, glove hand off his left thigh as he looks in to get the sign from Cal. Runners their leads. And now the 2-1 to Cortez. Swinging a light shot, hits off the chest of Logan, and he catches the ball. It got stuck in his jersey. He was able to hang on to it. I think the ball is in his jersey. Holy smokes, he gets hit in the breadbasket, and the ball goes inside his jersey. He hangs on to it. It's an out, and he is bent over at the waist. He took a wicked line drive off his chest, but somehow, some way, the ball went inside his jersey. He was able to hang on to it. And now here comes the trainer, Kyle Torgerson, out to the mound along with manager Dan Wilson to make sure that Logan is all right. 1 out in the inning. Oh, my goodness.
That was 108 off the bat right into the jersey. That is unbelievable. What are the chances of that actually happening?
1,000,000,000 to 1. And Logan on his follow-through, the ball hit him in his chest as he's turning to his left, so there was a teeny tiny opening between the buttons, and the ball went inside his jersey, and then as he followed through farther to his left, the ball kind of popped out. He was able to re-catch it. So 1 out.
Umpires are having a conversation, too. I wonder what they're talking about.
It's an out in my book.
Are we sure?
Oh, I'm absolutely. Ball never hit the ground. And even if you can hit off your glove, it can hit off you as long as you catch it, as long as the ball doesn't touch the ground.
Hopefully they conclude the same thing.
It's got to be an out.
They're in a conversation about it. That was unbelievable. That was amazing.
But it dislodged fairly quickly. It came out of his jersey. But right now the main concern is on Logan because that line drive was off his belly. He may get a warm-up toss or two, but Logan to the top side of the mound, fixing his jersey, tucking it in.
It's a base hit.
There's no way that's a base hit. No way. Find that in the scorebook for me. It came off inside his jersey. Are they saying that's his equipment?
Yeah.
You can't use your equipment?
Can't use your equipment.
Your equipment is your glove.
It's not his glove.
You know, he didn't use his glove. That's a terrible call. And there's no way, if it is in the official scorebook, they've got to change that tomorrow. That's ridiculous. The ball never hit the ground. It hit Logan. Yeah, went inside his jersey. He could have run over to first base with the ball in his chest, in his jersey, and stepped on first base. Is that a base hit? I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. The ball never hit the ground. The ball came out. It was dislodged, finally came out of his jersey. That ball may have gotten part of his hand, too. So Kyle Torgerson also taking a look at Logan's left hand, his glove hand, as he tried to get the glove up in time. But somebody's got to give me an official rule book here to check up on that. I can't believe that's a base hit. And he's going through a few warmer tosses right now. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Be a base hit?
I mean,
or haven't seen it all?
The fact on the fly it went into his jersey is unreal.
Yeah. Got stuck in there. Holy cow, the fans don't like it. That's a catch. His body caught it. His glove may have not caught it, but he caught it. But somehow, some way, that's a terrible call in the official rule book. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Here's Tyler Soderstrom. Pitch on the way. Swinging a fly ball into shallow right center field. Over is Julio racing in. He is there and makes the catch, tagging at third. Heading home is Kurtz. The throw will go into second base. Kurtz will score, and the Athletics have a 1-0 lead. Soderstrom with a sacrifice fly to center field and an RBI. No way that Julio, even with his great arm, is going to throw out Kurtz. So the throw goes in the second to keep the double play in order. The other two runners stay. Langoliers at second, Cortez at first base, and now there's one out. And man, Logan has got to be sore. What was that, 108 off the bat?
Yeah, it's blistered.
So 1 run in, 1-0 A's. First and second, 1 out. And here is Jacob Wilson. Now Logan needs a double play. The pitch on the way to Wilson, swinging a high pop left field shallow, going out. J.P. Crawford coming in. Randy Rosarena is there, and Kerplunk, he makes the catch. So 2 pitches, 2 outs after throwing a lot of pitches to the first 3 batters, and now 2 down for the Athletics. The leadoff walk coming around to score, as it did last night with Kurtz, and the batter will be second baseman Jeff McNeil. How in the world did that ball get inside Logan's jersey? But it did. A line drive off the batter Cortez, right off of Logan's belly. Here's McNeil batting .278. The former met a home run and 5 runs batted in. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a fastball, and the count is 0-1 on McNeil. I don't think I saw the ball hit the ground when it came out of his jersey.
No, I definitely did.
Yeah.
Never hit the ground.
That's what I thought. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's outside on McNeil for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But evidently, one of the umpires told Dan Wilson about the rule. Marquez, the home plate umpire, Alfonso Marquez. The stretch. And the pitch. Swinging a line shot into center field for a base hit. Langoliers rounding third, heading home. The ball bobbled out there by Julio. So a run will score. Around to third goes Cortez. Langoliers scoring on a base hit by Jeff McNeil. And the A's have a 2-0 lead. This is a line drive right over the head of Logan Gilbert. Cortez around to third. McNeil on at first base. And man, that was a shot right over the top of Logan. So he's had a rough first inning. That'll bring up Max Muncy. 2 runs are in for the A's, 2 on, 2 outs. The stretch and the pitch to Muncy. It's inside. Ball 1. I gotta find that rule if I can on why that was a base hit for Cortez after he lined it into the jersey of Logan Gilbert. The stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and the count is even on Muncy. And 1 ball and 1 strike.
The batted ball or thrown ball goes inside a player's or coach's uniform. Umpire calls time. The umpire will use common sense and fair play. Place all runners in such a manner.
What about the out or hit?
It's umpire. It sounds like it's umpire's discretion. If the umpire determines that the player placed the ball in his uniform intentionally, which wasn't the case.
Right. Then what? Here's the pitch that misses. 2-1 the count on Muncy. There was the runner at first. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Throw it on a second. And they're going to get the tag and the out on McNeil before the runner can score from third base. Cal Raleigh down to Cole Young. Young with the tag on McNeil as the A's tried to steal a run right there. And it didn't work. And now the side is finally retired. However, the Athletics get 2 runs on 3 base hits, and they leave a man. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Our Mechanics Bank score is the Athletics 2 and the Mariners coming up.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data to age 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Seattle fans, get in the game and swing for the fences at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. You'll always find all-star action and MVP winning at the biggest and best in the Northwest. Come see the lineup of more than 3,500 gaming machines, your favorite table games, sports betting, plus a luxury hotel, memorable dining, and live entertainment that's always a hit. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
On May 2nd, the Mariners are retiring Randy Johnson's number 51. Be on hand for the special pregame ceremony presented by T-Mobile, honoring the legendary big unit as his number is immortalized at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Well, a crazy top of the first inning. The A's lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the first. J.P. Crawford will lead things off. And here's the first pitch from Aaron Savali. It misses for ball 1. Savali getting the start this afternoon for the A's. 2-1 record, a 3.54 ERA. The windup and the pitch. Fastball a strike. And the count is even on Crawford at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just saw something that I haven't seen ever, I think, in 50 years. Here's the look in by Savali and the 1-1 on the way to JP. High and inside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. With runners on at first and second and nobody out, Carlos Cortez hit a 108-mile-an-hour line drive right back at Logan Gilbert. It hit him in the chest, and the ball went inside his jersey, was lodged inside his jersey. Here's the pitch on the way to JP, and that's low and inside for ball 3, 3-1. And eventually, Logan was able to work the ball out. It popped out of his jersey. He caught it, and it was ruled a base hit by the umpires. And Gary just read the description about the rule in the book. Here's the windup and the next offer on the way. Swinging a line drive down the right field line, pulled foul and out of play. And the count is full now on Crawford at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's the umpire's discretion as to whether or not that would have been a base hit if it wasn't lodged inside his uniform. But to me, after going through all that and catching the ball, should have been an out, but the rule book says no. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line, foul again. It's off the top of the short wall down the right field line, and the count is still full on J.P. Crawford.
Yeah, because the way I read the rule, it's up to the umpire to try and determine what would have happened had the ball not got lodged in his uniform. And the way he was bent over and it went straight in to his uniform top, it would have been a hit by him, is what the umpire is saying. So that's why he got a hit and the bases were loaded.
Wow. Going into the rule book. Now the windup and the 3-2 on the way to JP. Swinging a line drive into right field for a base hit. Man, the Mariners looking to get the offense going. And that's a start with a leadoff single. Time now for the roof report from 3 Tree Roofing. And the roof is extended. It's closed because of rain earlier today. Cloudy skies. You see those gray dishwater skies hovering over the top of Lumen Field off to our left. So the roof is extended. The roof report brought to you by 3 Tree Roofing, the #1 roofer in Washington. Go to 3treeroofing.com for a free estimate today. Here's Cal Raleigh. Tying run at the plate. 2-0 A's. The pitch on the way from Savali. A breaking ball strike on the inside corner. 0-1. So once again, the plate umpire is Alfonso Marquez. First base umpire Willie Traynor. Second base umpire Mike Estabrook. Third base umpire Malachi Moore. JP will lead it first. Now the stretch and the 0-1 swing and a miss. And Cal wanted to tie it up with one swing of the bat. And the count is 0-2. Cal with home runs in consecutive games. Home run last night, a home run the night before, and now with 4 home runs on the season. The stretch by Savali, and the right-handers 0-2 pitch to Cal, up high for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners trying to get the offense going. That's been the story for this ball club. Pitching has been outstanding. Last 8 games, they've had only 1 inning where they scored 3 runs or more. Here's the pitch on the way to Cal. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Mariners have 1 down here in the bottom of the first. 1 aboard, and that'll bring up center fielder Julio Rodriguez. The only runs for the Mariners last night, sacrifice fly by Josh Naylor and the home run by Cal Raleigh. But the Mariners the last 2 games just 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position. So here's Julio. Batting .237, a home run, 7 runs batted in. The pitch on the way, a strike, 0-1. Our good buddy Brett Boone just checked in with his thoughts on the play. Here's the set, and the 0-1 on the way to Julio. Swinging a line drive into left field for a base hit. Up with the ball is Soderstrom. Down to second goes Crawford. So the Mariners right away have the tying runs aboard here in the bottom of the first inning. Brett Boone, being Brett Boone, always has an interesting take at everything, and also on the funny side, he said, Rick, that's a knock. He said, stupid rule, but I think they got it right. It's like catching it in your hat, dead ball.
Yeah, that's why the rule exists to begin with, because you can't use your cap or your shoe or anything ridiculous.
Well, that's intentional, though, to me. Obviously, if you use your mask, catchers sometimes go after a ball. Here's Josh Naylor with a swing and a line drive and a left field for a base hit. JP to third. He's going to be stopped there. Up with the ball. Soderstrom again. The throw to the plate is cut off, and here come the Mariners in the bottom of the first inning. Man, they need some offense, and they need it right now. They need it quickly, and they've got the bases loaded with 1 away. Naylor with a solid single into left field. That pitch was up and away and hit it hard into left field. Rodriguez on at second. Crawford on at third base. And with 1 out, here's left fielder Randy Arozarena. So, Bodie, thanks for checking in, buddy. Always love to hear from you. So the table is set for Randy Arozarena. Batting .278. The windup of the pitch of the way, and it's low and outside for ball 1. Mariners want to answer the Athletics quickly after they got 2 interesting runs in the top half of the first. Randy, 2 home runs on the season. Just a base hit right here. Pitch on the way, and it's a fastball for a strike. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Last 13 years, or the last 13 games, Randy, one of the best hitters on this club, batting .341. The windup and the 1-1 on the way to Randy. Swinging a little ground ball, foul on the third base side. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. New third base coach Carlos Cardoza gets to it, tosses it high over the netting on the third base side to a fan. Base is loaded, 1 out. Crawford on at third. Julio on at second. Naylor, the runner, at first base. Good lead there behind Kurtz. Playing way off the line. The windup and the 1-2 on the way to Randy. High and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luke Raley is due up next. Got some guys right here that can do some damage. Right now, the Mariners looking for a drive in the gap. The windup. And the 2-2 on the way to Randy. Swing and a foul out of play on the first base side. And the count is still even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Booney, if you're still listening, hope to see you here on August the 8th when we celebrate our 50 seasons of Mariner baseball with the 50 greatest players in the history of the franchise. Brett Boone, no doubt about it, one of them. Here's the windup, and again the 2-2 on the way to Randy. High and inside, gets his helmet out of the way from ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bad one here would force in a run, but you know Randy would like to hit one a country mile right about now. Runners a lead at every base, down by 2. The windup and the 3-2 on the way to Randy Arozarena. Swinging a fly ball into left field. Coming in, Soderstrom is there. Making the catch. Tagging at third, JP. The throw to the plate, up the line, not in time. JP scores standing up. Randy Arozarena with a sacrifice fly to left field, and it's now the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. So the Mariners get on the board here in the bottom of the first. 2 outs in the inning.
It's good to get one across. Hopefully the Mariners aren't done here, but nice to take one back after giving up 2 in the first. They're hitting the ball hard. That's a good sign. Hopefully that continues.
They had to score in that situation, no doubt about it. You had to stay away from the ground ball, and Randy got a pitch up and was able to hit the sacrifice fly to left field. And now Scott Emerson, the pitching coach for the Athletics, out to the mound. Have a talk with Savali, along with the catcher this afternoon, Austin Wins, for the A's. So the Mariners have 1 in. Julio had to stay at second. So Naylor's on at first. Now 2 on, 2 outs, 2-1 A's. And that'll bring up designated hitter Luke Raley. Luke Raley been one of the best hitters since the start of the season. First series of the year here at home against Cleveland, had 3 home runs. He now has 5 on the year. Number 6 would be awesome. Here's the stretch by Savali. Runners get their leads, and the pitch on the way to Luke. Off-speed breaking ball for a strike. Slow curve at 78 miles an hour. 0-1. Luke also with 13 RBIs on the season. Savali looks in from the belt, and the 0-1 pitch on the way to Luke. Swing and a foul behind the plate. And the count rushes to no balls and 2 strikes. Aaron Savali, 30 years of age, out of East Windsor, Connecticut. 3rd round pick in June of 2016 by the Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians. Runners get their leads. Here we go, the stretch. And the 0-2 is on the way to Raley. Way high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners have been a really streaky team over the last 4 weeks. They've lost 5 in a row, won 4 in a row, lost 4 in a row, won 2 in a row. Now have lost 2 in a row. Here's the stretch. Runners their leads. A 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, foul up the first base side, and the count is still 1-2 on Raley. So Luke trying to do some damage here in the bottom of the first inning. Last 10 games hitting .400 with 2 of his 5 home runs and 6 of his 13 RBIs. Savali with a new baseball. Here's the stretch, and the 1-2 on the way to Raley, and it's high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and a nice take right there by Luke. 3 hits in the inning, and the Mariners looking for 1 more. Julio will lead at second. Naylor still a good lead at first base. Here's the stretch. And now the 2-2 on the way to Raley. Check swing. It's down and in. Did he go? He did not. The appeal down to the third base umpire, Malachi Moore, and the count is now full on Luke Raley at 3 balls and 2 strikes. He checked his swing, no doubt about it, as we take a look at the replay. So now the runners can take off with 2 outs, and the count full. 2-1 A's. Here we go. Big pitch right here. Savali from the belt. Runners go. 3-2 to Raley, and it's high and outside for ball 4. And the Mariners have reloaded the bases. Great at bat by Luke Raley. And that'll bring up Dom Canzone. Canzone a couple of nights ago with a home run and a double. The other 2 at bats he lined out. So here's Dom. 3 home runs on the year and 10 runs batted in. And man, the Mariners are looking for a big hit to take the lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Savali into the windup, and the pitch on the way to Canzone. It's over for a strike. 0-1.
So we pitch number 30 for Savali in the first.
They really made him work. Canzone ready. Here's the pitch on the way to Dom, and it's way up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dom last year hit .300, 11 home runs. A runner at every base. Tying run on at third. Go ahead run on at second. The windup and the 1-1 to Canzone. Check swing. It's inside for ball 2. And now the count in Dom's favor. Canzone looking to keep the inning going. With a base hit right here would give the Mariners a lead. The windup and the 2-1 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Canzone, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Canzone calls time, and he backs away off to the right side of home plate. And now Dom back up there, looking for a clutch base hit. Savali has really worked here in the bottom of the first inning. Now the windup, and the 2-2 on the way to Canzone. Check swing, and it's up high for ball 3. Full count, 3-2.
A's have the bullpen going now.
A bad one right here would tie the game, but Canzone would love to hit one a mile or find the gap. Runners who lead at every base, they're going to take off. They go. The 3-2 to Canzone, and it's up. Oh, strike 3 called. Canzone caught looking, and that will strike out the strikeout, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, the Mariners had base runners all over the place. They get 1 run back. We go to the top half of the second. Wild start to this one this afternoon. Our score, the Athletics 2 and the Mariners 1. Well, here we go to the top half of the second. 2-1 A's as Logan Gilbert delivers high and inside to Max Muncy for ball 1. Yeah, I'd say that first inning was pretty weird all the way around.
It was eventful.
No kidding. Wow. Oakland 2 runs in the first. Mariners got a run back in the bottom of the first inning. Now the windup and the 1-0 to Muncy. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 on and nobody out. Carlos Cortez in the top of the first inning hit a line drive right back at the belly button of Logan Gilbert. The ball lodged inside his jersey. It was ruled a base hit. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 2 on Muncy. 2 balls and a strike. They got a sacrifice fly by Soderstrom, then a 2-out base hit by McNeil. They tried to steal the run. McNeil took off for second, was thrown out by Cal to end the inning, swinging a ground ball foul on the third base side. The count is even on Muncy at 2-2. So just trying to catch you up if you just tuned in. Mariners had all kinds of chances to put up a bunch of runs. They had the bases loaded twice. They got a sacrifice fly by Randy Rosarena to score J.P. Crawford. Then a walk to Raley, reloaded the bases. Here's the pitch, swung on, hard hit ground ball to short, to Hopper, taken by J.P. Toss across way high, and it pulls Naylor off the bag. And that is going to be an error on the throw by J.P. Crawford. A good throw gets Muncy at first base.
Already the second error of the day for the Mariners.
So Muncy reaches, nobody out, and Josh Naylor had to go get that throw. High in the air, made the catch, but off the bag. Here's Lawrence Butler. The stretch by Logan. And a toss over to first base to get Muncy back to the bag. He's been running. But then Aaron Savali on his 34th pitch of the inning struck out Dom Canzone to retire the side, and the Mariners left the bases loaded after they got the 1 run. So now you're caught up. Wild first. Butler, left-handed hitter, batting .200 on the year. The stretch and the pitch is just a bit outside. 1-0 the count on Butler. And we got a challenge here from Cal Raleigh. He thinks it was a strike.
Yeah, this looks good for the Mariners, I think.
Good call, Gary. Right there in the outside corners. Instead of 1-0, the count is 0-1 on Butler, and Cal is pretty good on the ABS challenges along with backup catcher Mitch Garver. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch to Butler. That is outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Logan has pitched very well this year. 1-3 record. He just hasn't had any run support. Only 7 runs of support in his last 3 starts. And 6 of those runs came in 1 game. Here's a swing and a foul out of play on the third base side by Butler, as the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And only 11 runs of support in his first 5 starts of the year, and that's just an average of 2.2 runs a start. The pitch to Butler, and it's outside for ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But he's been very good his last 3 outings. 2 against Texas, 1 against Houston. But he's 1-2 with a 2.45 ERA. He's gone deep in the games. Now the stretch and the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that is strikeout number 1 for Logan Gilbert. 1 on and 1 away for the Athletics here in the top half of the second. That'll bring up catcher Austin Wynns, his first appearance of the series. Wynns batting .100 on the season. Langoliers catching the first 2 games. He's the DH this afternoon. So manager Mark Kotze keeps him in the batting order. Swinging a pop-up foul behind home plate and out of play. No chance for Cal. And the count is 0-1 on Wynns. On deck, Nick Kurtz. Logan, growing up in Winter Park, Florida, he told me a long time ago that I asked him, I said, did you strike everybody out in Little League when you pitch? He said, Rick, I never pitched in Little League or in high school until his junior year. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Wynns, and the count is now 0-2. That's kind of hard to believe when you take a look at one of the best pitchers of the American League. Didn't get started until later on in his high school career. Then ended up at Stetson, where he was outstanding. Here's the stretch and the 0-2 pitch on the way to Wynns. Swing and a miss, and a good curveball for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Gilbert, and 2 outs for the Athletics here in the top half of the second. They lead 2-1. This is a nasty curveball. Had serious drop to it, but I got up to home plate. That'll bring up Nick Kurtz. Don't forget watching the game of the week with Joe Garagiola, Tony Kubek, great announcers, Kurt Gowdy, and Garagiola always called the curveball the drop ball. The stretch and the pitch to Kurtz. Strike at the knees, and there it is again. The old drop ball, the curveball, dropped right at the knees on Kurtz with the count 0-1. He said that's what it does. It just drops right off the table if you throw it right. You pull it down, it's got that downward spin and drops about 1.5 feet. You got a good one, and Logan does. 1 on, 2 outs, and the 0-1 is on the way to Kurtz. Swing and a miss. He came back with a cutter, and the count is now 0-2.
He nearly challenged that first pitch. He reached about halfway up, decided not to. And as it turned out, the splitter was pretty far below the zone. He would have gotten it right. So a nice break for the Mariners as Gilbert in a nice count against Kurtz.
Maybe go chase one right here. Turn around and toss over to first base, and back to the bag safely with the dive goes Muncy. 1 on, 2 away. 2-1 A's. Third baseman Leo Rivas way off the bag for Kurtz, a left-handed hitter. Leo always seems to be in the right spot against the left-handed hitters. like Kurtz. Here's the stretch and the 0-2 outside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners bench coach Manny Acta is the one moving the infielders around. Leo, you see, always looking in, go left, right with his arm up to one side or the other. Here's the pitch in the way, and it's outside for ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it was uncanny just a couple of nights ago when, I think it was against Texas, so 3 nights ago, when Jock Peterson was up, a left-handed hitter. And Leo was playing off the line, and Gary and I, we commented that Leo moves a little bit farther to his left with 2 strikes on Peterson. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line drive over the head of Crawford at short, up the middle into center field for a base hit. Julio gets to it. Muncy goes down to second. Kurtz, a rocket base hit into center field. And now the A's have 2 on with 2 outs.
Yeah, this error really cost the Mariners. This inning should be over. Instead, Logan has to face Langoliers with 2 aboard.
JP high in the air trying to pull that line drive down. Could not get to it. And now here's Langoliers. Yeah, you got to face a tough hitter. But Logan should be out of the inning. Now time is called. Cal, a slow stroll out to the mound to have a talk with his buddy. Man, that stomach of Logan Gilbert sure has to be sore after that line drive by Cortez. Hit him in the belly and the ball lodged in his jersey. But with 2 strikes on Peterson, just to finish the story, Leo moved farther to his left. He was moved to his left by bench coach Manny Acta. On the very next pitch, Peterson hit a rocket right where Leo was standing. So it's a beautiful thing when the coaches have an idea of where to move the infielder depending on what the count is, what the pitcher's going to throw. And Leo was in the right spot each and every batter in that series against the Rangers, and also in this series against the A's. Brendan Donovan on the IL with that sore knee. I just saw him briefly. He was doing some running with head trainer Kyle Torgerson out there today. Looks good. He said he feels good. Got a few more days left to go on the IL. Here's Langoliers, 1 for 1 with a soft single in the first inning and scored a run. The pitch to him. Swung on, line drive right to Rivas at third base. He makes the catch, and that will retire the spy side. And Leo Rivas in the right spot at the right time makes the catch. That was a bullet off the bat of Shea Langoliers to end the inning. We go to the bottom half of the second. Just talking about the Mariners defense. Way to go, Manny Acta. We go to the bottom of the second. A's 2, the Mariners 1.
Seattle fans, get in the game and swing for the fences at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. You'll always find all-star action and MVP winning at the biggest and best in the Northwest. Come see the lineup of more than 3,500 gaming machines, your favorite table games, sports betting, plus a luxury hotel, memorable dining, and live entertainment that's always a hit. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Show your Mariners pride with the new Mariners credit card. Get cash back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets, and chances to win cool fan experiences. Presented by Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply, subject to credit approval.
A legendary night for a legendary arm. The one and only Randy Johnson.
Swing and a miss. He's got number 14.
See the big unit make more Mariners history on Saturday, May 2nd, as his number 51 is retired at T-Mobile Park. The first Mariners pitcher to throw a no-hitter.
Randy looks to the skies. That is covered by the Dome and Bedlam.
Win the Cy Young Award.
And there's 19. That is a new American League record by a left-hander.
And be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
The trade to Seattle set my career in motion.
He was dominant. He was intimidating. He was electric. Join us in celebrating the big unit for 2 great nights presented by T-Mobile. Friday, May 1st. Score your own number 51 on Randy Johnson 80s Jersey Night. And be there Saturday, May 2nd for Randy Johnson number retirement ceremony night.
Very proud to have played there for 10 years. Thank you, Seattle.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/big unit.
Second baseman Cole Young will lead off the bottom half of the second. Our Mechanics Bank score 2-1 A's. The pitch to Cole is a strike from Aaron Savali, and the count is 0-1. A's 2 runs in the first. Mariners a run in the bottom of the first inning, but then they left the bases loaded. Savali threw 34 pitches in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Cole, swing and a pop-up. Way up there behind home plate. Off of the mask is Wins. He's got some room. Now leans to his left here into the on-deck circle, and Wins makes the catch. So one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second. Say, friends, when considering a Volvo, people should come to Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood to experience the Sandberg difference. The only Excellence Award winner and family-owned and operated Volvo dealership in the Northwest. Come in as a friend, leave as a member of the family. See great reviews at SandbergVolvoCars.com. Here's Leo Rivas. The wind and the pitch by Savali is in and over for a strike, 0-1. Leo trying to get something going. J.P. Crawford is due up next. Final game of the series with the Athletics. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. For years they were the Philadelphia A's, the Kansas City A's, the Oakland A's from 1968 up until last year when they moved to Sacramento. They were just the A's. And come 2028, they're going to be in a new ballpark in Las Vegas. Here's the windup in the pitch, swinging a foul back and out of play by Rivas. And the count is still 0-2. Everybody anxious to see that new ballpark in Las Vegas. Now the windup, and again the 0-2 to Leo. Swing and a foul, bounce over to the Mariners' first base dugout, and the count is still 0-2. Years ago, when the Mariners would leave spring training, we'd go up to Las Vegas to play some exhibition games. 4 teams would always show up in Vegas, play a few contests. The 0-2 pitch, and it's up high to Rivas for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was always a lot of fun. We played at Cashman Field, which was the AAA home at the time, I believe, of the Padres. They had a big scoreboard way out in left field. There was a berm in left field. Huge scoreboard. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Rivas for strike 3, and the Mariners have 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And it was way out there. And Jay Buhner hit a home run underneath that scoreboard. It was one of the longest home runs I've seen Jay ever hit. But that was always fun to go to Vegas for a few days before the season started back home. Here's J.P. Crawford trying to get something going with 2 outs. 2-1 A's, the pitch. And it's high and outside for ball 1. Never got a chance to see many shows. However, this one time we went to Vegas, I saw at the Bellagio. Man, what a show. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And it's up and in to Crawford for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. We have a challenge here from the catcher, Austin Wins. He thinks it's a strike. Let's see if it is. And it is. So Wins wins the challenge. No pun intended. Well, yeah, it was. And the count is even on Crawford at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that is a strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck, Cal Raleigh. Chilled crowd this afternoon on a Wednesday here in Seattle. The roof extended, gray skies out and all around the ballpark. The windup in the 1-2 pitch, low and outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And JP is just so good at getting back into account when he falls behind. Savali. The windup and the 2-2 on the way to Crawford. Swing and a bounce foul right in front of the Mariners first base dugout, and the count is still even on JP at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Savali, his 6th career start against Seattle, 2-3 overall with a 3.96 ERA. Mariners really made him work, but got to him for only the 1 run when they had a chance to do even more damage in that first inning. The windup and again the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right side off to his left. Sliding stop to scoop it up. Jeff McNeil pops up, throws the first in time to get Crawford, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 3rd. Roof is extended here at T-Mobile Park. Our score, it's the Athletics 2, the Mariners 1.
It's the Mariners and the A's. A's on top, 2-1. We go to the third inning. Logan Gilbert ready to work to Cortez. Here's the pitch. He sends it over for a strike. Cortez is the one who had what ended up being a hit in the first inning. It was a line drive on the Logan follow-through. He's kind of bent over. Here comes the 0-1. It's in there for a strike, and the line drive went straight into the uniform, into the jersey. Logan was going back and forth, side to side, trying to figure out where the ball was initially. It was in his jersey. Ruled a hit, so the A's had the bases loaded. The 0-2 swung on, hard hit on one hop. Right there, JP has it, drops it, or rather Rivas, who was shaded over towards shortstop. So that's probably going to be a hit for Cortez. Leadoff single in the third. So the A's with 2 runs in the first after they loaded the bases. Got a sac fly after that, and an RBI base hit by McNeil. So Logan climbing towards 50 pitches. It's 2-1 A's, top of the third. Soderstrom the batter. The pitch is down low. He's the one that had the sacrifice fly. 2 runs, 5 hits already for the A's. 1 run, 3 hits for the Mariners. 2-1, your Mechanics Bank score. Logan twists around, looks at first. Set. Here's the pitch. It's wide. Misses on a heater at 97. Soderstrom, green batting gloves. A's again wearing their same uniforms. Gray tops, gray pants. Athletics across the front in green. Soderstrom, bright gold shoes. Here comes the 2-0. Inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Logan down in the count with a runner at first base and no outs. It used to be you'd only see A's players in white shoes. Times has changed. Here comes the 3-0. Strike on the corner.
That was A's owner Charlie Finley. Had him there with the white shoes, and he paid the guys $300 that they would grow a mustache. And a lot of guys took Charlie up on the offer, including Raleigh Fingers, who had the famous handlebar mustache. Still does.
Here's the 3-1. Swung on, line drive center field, right at Julio. A couple steps back, a little leap at the end, makes the catch. Cortez retreats back to first base. That's 1 away. Let's pause for station identification on the Mariners radio network. Mariners and A's. M's trying to take the finale here. Trailing 2-1, third inning. Runner at first. Here's Jacob Wilson. The pitch. Too high. 1 ball, no strikes. I was thinking about Raleigh Fingers the other day with the Randy Johnson ceremony coming up next homestand. It's going to be the 2nd of May on Saturday. Number 51 will be retired for all time. Next to number 51, Ichiro and Randy Johnson. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. Reminds me the A's have 2 retired number 34s. Raleigh Fingers being one of them. Dave Stewart is the other. It's not very often you have 2 stars with the same uniform number retired. In the Mariners' case, 2 Hall of Famers. The 1-1 swung on out to rocket down the third base line. Fair past Rivas, rolling towards the corner. Cortez into third base. He's being waved. Randy digs out of the corner, gets it in. Cortez, here he comes. Throw is cut off. He scores standing. And the A's get another run. RBI double for Jacob Wilson. It's 3-1 A's. I'll bring up McNeil. So Mariners down again, 3-1, top of the third. Still only 1 out. McNeil had an RBI base hit his first time. Logan set from the stretch. Here comes his pitch. Swung on club, but that's hooking foul into the seats. So Logan ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. He's over 50 pitches as he works here in the third. He's hoping for a quick inning, not getting it here. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded foul near the Mariners dugout. Wilson steps off his lead at second base. A's up by a couple. McNeil, white batting gloves, gripping the bat. Here comes the 0-2. A check swing and just gets enough. A changeup that danced low in the zone, and he just got the end of the bat on it. So count stays, no balls, 2 strikes. Logan, a couple of strikeouts tonight. I should say today. It does kind of feel like night. It's a good day for a roof.
Tonight. Yeah. Very cloudy outside. I'm with you.
Here's the 0-2. Down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is handy to have the roof. There may be some weather on the road in St. Louis and Minnesota. Maybe some rain the Mariners will be dealing with. No roof either place, so we'll see what happens. Here you know you're always going to play on time. Here's the 1-2. Up and away.
What are you going to do on your off day tomorrow? In St. Louis.
It's a great question.
No,
what are you going to do on your off day tomorrow? That's the better question.
I'm going to spend it with Sparky.
All right.
My cat.
Not in St. Louis. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, line drive, diving stop. Cole Young from his belly gets to his feet, fires to first in time. Another spectacular play by Cole Young. He gets McNeil, and there's 2 away. He has been dynamite on D all year long.
Low sinking line drive, and he got it on the short hop, so you don't know where that ball is going to be if it flattens out or bounces up in the air. And he's diving to his right. The glove goes up. The right hand goes down to try to stop his momentum. Makes an incredible diving stop to get a huge second out for Logan.
Wilson stays at second base. Here's Muncy. Logan spins around, looks Wilson back to the bag. If you look at defensive runs saved, Cole Young is +7. And if you compare that to every position, Pete Crow Armstrong also +7. They are the best in baseball. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. So not only the best at second base, but tied for the best regardless of position so far this year. He's been outstanding. Here's the 0-1. Inside. Almost got a piece of Muncy. Reached on an error his first time. Mariners a couple of errors. One ball, 1 strike. A's up by 2. Runner in scoring position at second base. Logan trying to keep him there. Here's his 1-1. He sends it over for a strike. That defensive play, our BECU save of the game. It's always a good time to save. Learn more about the BECU Early Saver account at becu.org/early saver. That was a save. If that gets into the outfield, that's got to be a run. Wilson at second base instead. Logan has a chance to keep this a 3-1 ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. He's ready. He deals. And that hits him. He almost hit him last pitch. This time he does. Drills him. So Muncy will be at first base. Wilson will be at second.
Logan upset with himself. He hits him on a 1-2 pitch. Thing just kept moving in and in and in, and once he wasn't able to clear that left side, got him on the left knee.
That was a splitter that he just lost. Yeah,
just took off on him.
Here comes Pete Woodworth. He's going to walk out to talk to Logan. Gives us a chance to take a look at our scoreboard here. I was watching the Angels earlier. Mike Trout has homered again today. 8 home runs on the season so far. He's kind of turned back the hands of time. They're playing the Blue Jays. It's 3-3 in Anaheim in the 7th inning. Soriano got the start for the Angels. He went 5 scoreless innings. He's the ERA leader in baseball. He's thrown 37 innings. He's allowed 1 run, a 0.24 ERA.
Everybody saw that coming.
I mean,
right?
Jose Soriano off to a ridiculous start. Again, a look at our Chevy Equinox scoreboard. So meeting broken up, runners at first and second. Logan ready to deal. Here comes the pitch to Butler. Swung on and fouled it away. Yeah. 1 run. Blue Jays trying to figure things out. It's been a rough start for Toronto. They have a lot of injuries so far this season. Here comes the 0-1. That's too high. Missed his spot. Over through a 4-seam at 97. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch count really climbing on Logan. 65 pitches. Here comes the 1-1. Now he spins around and looks the runner back to second base. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good cutter. Logan trying to keep this game exactly where it is. Mariners down by 2. Logan from the chest. Here comes the 1-2. Now he spins around, throws to second. So that's the second movement there. Gives Wilson a little more freedom here. See how aggressive he gets at second base in a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Logan from the chest, he delivers. Swung on, fouled away. Butler stays alive. Logan takes a big breath. On the first base side of the rubber, standing tall on the hill, staring at Wilson. Now throws his 1-2. That misses low, a changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The A's already have had 9 base runners, and we're only in the top of the 3rd. So Logan's been mighty busy. All 3 leadoff batters in the 3 innings have reached safely.
A lot of stress pitches. Closing on at 70. Here's the 2-2. High. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. This will be pitch number 70. The A's threatening to load the bases again with another ball. Logan trying to get out of this jam. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes his pitch. High, ball 4. They are loaded. So the A's had them loaded in the first. That's where they pushed across 2 runs. They have 1 run in this inning, and now the base is jammed with 2 outs. Here's Austin Wins. That play by Cole Young looming even larger at this point. Wins struck out his first time. The backup catcher. Batting 100 on the season. The pitch swung on, fouled off, out of play. And with Kurtz on deck, this is critical. Bases loaded, 9th hitter up. You want nothing to do with Kurtz in this situation.
Logan has thrown 71 pitches in the game.
That's a ton. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Good curveball. No balls, 2 strikes. The 3-1 A's. They're threatening for more. No balls, 2 strikes. Wins, calls time, now climbs back into the batter's box. Logan from the chest. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, line drive left field. Randy racing in. He's there to make the catch. And that's it for the A's in the third. It was not easy. They did get one, but it could have been worse as they leave the bases loaded as Logan gets out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the third. Mariners chasing 2. It's 3-1. A's with the lead. Your Mechanics Bank score on the Mariners Radio Network.
Are you ready to hit a home run with your shopping? Look no further than the Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards Program. It's your ticket to win big while you shop. Here's how it works. For every $1 you spend on participating products like Sugar Bee Apples and Twisted Tea, you earn Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards points. Redeem your points all season long for game tickets, T-Mobile Park Concert Series tickets, VIP experiences, and more. Visit fredmeyer.com/Mariners for details.
When Northwest businesses need some pop in their lineup, they call Mechanics Bank. They've been helping businesses perform at the top of their game since 1905. So stop by, call, or visit mechanicsbank.com/baseball and see how they can help power up your business. Member FDIC.
Cheers to 50 seasons. Corona and the Mariners are giving fans the chance to win tickets to the biggest party of the summer. 50 grand prize winners and a guest will enjoy main level tickets to the August 8th 50 season celebration night and Mariners Corona swag to showcase your pride. Enter now through July 26th at cbisweeps.com/Corona Mariners 50 seasons. No purchase necessary. Open only to legal U.S. residents in Alaska, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington. 21 or older. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
If you think you know cruising, think again. Uncruise Adventures is the opposite of the big ship experience. Our small, award-winning vessels carry just 22 to 86 guests. Enjoy all-inclusive farm-to-table dining, guided excursions, and all the gear you need. No dress code and no crowds. Come as you are and explore Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico, Costa Rica, or the Galapagos. Visit us at uncruise.com. And Seattle baseball fans, mention this ad for exclusive savings.
Cal Raleigh going to lead things off for the Mariners here. 3-1 A's. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Here's the pitch to Cal. And he tried to check his swing. Did he? He did. Did not go. Mariners made Savali work in the first. They scored a run. Left the bases loaded, though. He threw over 30 pitches. A little easier in the second. Went 1-2-3. The 1-0. A touch outside. Cal had a notion, but he held back. 2 balls, no strikes. Cal has homered each of the last 2 games. 4 long balls on the season now. It's remarkable to look at last season for Cal. I guess it makes sense considering he did hit 60 after all. He had a number of home run streaks during the season. Here comes the 2-0. He drops it in for a strike. Big looping curveball at the knees. Cal last year had 3 different streaks of 3 games in a row with a homer. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, skied near the roof, tailing towards the seats. First base side, it's out of play. He also had a streak of 4 straight games with a home run. That was in late June. So 4 different streaks of at least 3 games in a row with a home run. Today would make it 3 in a row. 2 balls, 2 strikes on him. Cal climbs back into the box, taps the plate one time. Here's the 2-2. That's high. The home run streak and Cal Raleigh are Who's Hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. Check them out for the perfect garage door, outdoor living space, or fireplace. Bellevue, Auburn, Spokane, or Portland, or firesidehomesolutions.com. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, clubbed, right field. This is on its way. Goodbye, Cal Raleigh. His 3rd straight game of the long ball, number 5 on the season. Cal is starting to scorch. And the Mariners have cut the lead. It's 3-2 A's.
For the big guys, they come in bunches. So 3 in a row. Cal Raleigh, home run number 5, and it comes on a 3-2 pitch. So the Mariners down by only a run. Cal Raleigh, man, he's in a nice groove. And when he's rolling, so will the Mariners get going as well.
Here's Julio. The pitch. Swung on. That's hit well. Center field. Butler is right there. He makes the catch kind of leaning over. And that's the first out of the inning. So the Mariners down 1 again. 3-2 the score. Here's Naylor. The slug is really one of the things that's really been missing for the Mariners early in the season, in the bottom 5 in slugging percentage. Here's the pitch to Josh. It's sent downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. That's certainly an area you figure would turn around given the middle of the order for the Mariners. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That's down low. It really showed up in a game last night, a close game between the Mariners and the A's, but the M's only 1 extra base hit last night. That was the Cal home run. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch to Naylor. Swung on, popped up. Third base, foul territory. Muncy over, in foul ground, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. You look how the A's scored last night. A double in the first to score a run, a homer in the 4th. A double in the 6th after a double, and a homer in the 7th. That was the difference in the ballgame. The A's have just had more slug. But hopefully that's coming for the Mariners. It certainly has been for Cal the last 3 days. There's 2 outs. Here comes the pitch to Randy. Swung on, slapped into the gap. It's falling, it's down, and it hops all the way to the wall. Randy has second. He is going to stay there. It's a double. So Randy aboard the tying run at second base with 2 outs. That's some more slug that we were talking about.
That's exactly. You got to find the gaps, something down the line. And right now you need those base hits with runners out in scoring position. But you'll take it by getting that tying run into scoring position with 2 outs. Cortez, a little bit of a gamble there, going into a kind of a dive slide. And it got on by Cortez out in right field. He was the DH of the last 2 games.
Here's Raley. He walked his first time. The DH today. Randy takes his lead at second base. He's the tying run. The pitch. Swung on, skied right field. That's in the girders. Cortez right there waiting for it to come down. Backs up, makes the catch on the back pedal. He just missed that one. And the inning over. Mariners do get 1, so they crawl closer. It's 3-2 A's. We head to the 4th on the Mariners Radio Network. Well, here we go to the fourth inning. Mariners down to the A's, 3-2. Your Mechanics Bank score. Kurtz will lead things off. Logan Gilbert, he's had to labor. Here comes his first pitch. That's down low. Over 70 pitches. Usually the top of the A's order is not the recipe for a quick inning, but he could use it as Cal has challenged this pitch. And Cal loses. So count stays, 1 ball, no strikes. This is the premium matchup presented by Alaska Airlines, the official airline of the Seattle Mariners. And your new gateway to the world, experience a new level of comfort aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, flying nonstop to top destinations around the globe. Here's the 1-0. Right on the corner. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 75 pitches for Logan. Mariners do have an off day tomorrow in terms of bullpen. That's helpful. It's tough to know exactly where they're at. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit hard right to second base. Cole Young scoops it up, fires it to first. He has the out. So Kurtz is put away. And that brings up Langoliers, who's DHing today. Picked up a bloop base hit in the first, scored a run, also lined out sharply in the second. Langoliers, who grew up in Vancouver, Washington, moved to Texas about the age of 10. Grew up a Mariners fan. Here's the pitch to him. That's inside. He said he and his dad would drive up from Vancouver on Fridays for a Friday game. They would go to the ball game. They would spend the night at a hotel and then go to the game on Saturday, then drive home after the game.
How about that for a Father's Sunday?
Yeah.
Going to the ball game.
Love it.
Great story.
1 ball, no strikes. Gilbert into the motion. Here comes his pitch. Inside. He said Ichiro was his favorite player. And then I asked the natural question, well, have you had a chance to talk to Ichiro? And he said no, which shocked me, actually. Here's the 2-0. Down low, taken for a ball, 3 balls, no strikes. And then I explained what we all see every day, that he's always here. He's here every day. He's
working
shagging balls. He's in full uniform. Yeah, he's doing it all. 3 balls, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. And that's a strike. And I realized as I'm explaining this whole thing to Langoliers that, hey, he's always in the visiting clubhouse. While the Mariners are taking BP and Ichiro is on the field, he never sees any of it. So his idol has been here the whole time. Here's the 3-1 inside, and that hits Langoliers. And I got him on the elbow guard, so he's going to take first base. So his idol is here every day at the same time in the same place. He's just never realized it.
Somebody's got to let him know, hey, Shea, get out there.
Yeah.
Your hero is out there.
Oh, you know what?
Get out there early. Maybe a foul
This
ball.
may hit the bat.
Ooh.
They're going to take a look at this. I think it hit the knob of the bat. I thought it got the guard. I was wrong. And they're going to take a look. I think this hit the knob of the bat.
It sounded like it did because we heard it up here. Yes. I just saw the replay because look at that ball take a really sharp angle away from Langoliers after it hit the knob of the bat.
So anyway, hopefully at some point, I mean, the Mariners play the A's a million times. Hopefully at some point they can connect and he has a chance to talk to his hero. And hopefully he would also take it easy on the Mariners moving forward because he hasn't in this series, certainly.
Exactly. He's done a lot of damage. I like the story about him and his dad getting a hotel room to watch a game. We live 15 minutes away from Comiskey Park, so we never stayed in a hotel room. Went to the ballpark, went home. It was still a great night with my dad, along with my brother.
So the replays that we've seen have looked, I think, clear.
Yeah.
But this is taking a little while, so that makes me nervous. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a foul ball and not a hit batter, especially with the way the ball angled away from the knob of the bat. He didn't shake his hand either. That's
Right.
usually the first sign. Ow.
Is usually the sign.
There's
Yeah.
no ow. There's no shake of the hand. So we've seen 2 or 3 different angles. That's a foul ball.
Referee calls overturned. It is a foul ball. Seattle will retain their penalty.
Excellent challenge.
Way to go, Jake, there. The viewing room.
Yeah, Jake Keurig taking over now in his first season at looking at the replays for the Mariners. Nailed that one. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 4th. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Langoliers has to re-gear the elbow guard, the shin guard, the shoe guard. You know, talking to him about catching, he was in awe of what Cal did last year on the offensive side of things, knowing everything a catcher goes through. And as he said yesterday, you feel good the first game of the season, and then starting then, you never really feel good again. There's always something as a catcher you're dealing with physically.
After that first game, foul tips and everything, you're not 100%.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Logan delivers. Swung on, driven left field, hit well. Randy back, he's on the track. He has room, he makes the catch. There's 2 outs.
After the ball left that bat, I thought maybe the hit batter would be
it would be a bad thing.
Yeah. Would have been a bad thing, but it stayed in the ballpark, and Randy had plenty of room to make the catch right at the edge of the warning track.
Yeah. Here's Cortez. He's been a problem in this series. A couple hits so far today. He scored a run. Had a 4-hit game in this series, a career high. 2 outs. Here's the pitch to him. It's outside. Ferrer is starting to loosen for the Mariners as the pitch count really elevated for Logan. He's over 80 pitches. There's a chance the Mariners have a couple relievers down in this game. Here's the 1-0. It's a strike. Gabe Spire has thrown 3 of the past 4 days. That's usually an indicator. Bizzardo threw almost 30 pitches yesterday. He's thrown a lot recently, so you wonder about him as well. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
One thing going for the pen is the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to help because Cole Wilcox, he was over 40 pitches yesterday as well, so they could really use the day off.
Right.
Here comes Gilbert's 1-2. Swung on, foul back. So we'll do it again. Gilbert almost 90 pitches. Logan steps into the pitch. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled away. (3-2) A's with the lead, 4th inning. Ferrer ready to go if needed. Soderstrom lefty on deck. Here's the pitch. Spikes it. Missed with a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Logan lets out a deep breath. Ready to work. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him. Good changeup. Cortez chases it. 3rd strikeout for Logan. He does have that elusive 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. So nothing on the board for the A's. We head to the bottom of the inning. Mariners trailing. It's 3-2. Your Mechanics Bank score on the Mariners Radio Network.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Introducing the Seattle Mariners 50th Season Pin Series, presented by KeyBank. During select games at T-Mobile Park, fans will have a chance to collect a limited edition commemorative pin, each celebrating Mariners history. Miss the game? The next day, pins will be available at select KeyBank branches while supplies last. Register your pins for a chance to win 2 tickets and VIP batting practice viewing at a future Mariners home game. Get game dates and locations of participating branches at mariners.com/pins. KeyBank, proud personal bank partner of the Seattle Mariners. Member FDIC.
While the Mariners celebrate their 50th anniversary, Steel celebrates 100 years. Rick Riz here, and since 1926, Steel has been developing the tools that make working in nature easier. For people who put their heart and soul into working outdoors, Steel proudly provides the best equipment for the job, whether it's in forestry, landscaping, or in your own garden. As a heritage brand, Steel is the official outdoor power equipment provider of the Mariners, trusted by me and the Mariners. Visit SteelUSA.com to find your nearest Steel dealer.
Mariners baseball is in full swing, and it's not too late to come on board as a season ticket member. With a Flex plan, you can choose your games and seats as you go. Plus, lock in guaranteed postseason access and no ticket fees. Join today at mariners.com/flex.
Tom Canzone going to lead things off for the Mariners in the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch from Savali. He sends it over the corner, a strike. A curveball, 3-2. Your Mechanics Bank score. A's the lead. Savali winds. His pitch. Swung on, chopped foul, first base side. Canzone struck out looking with the bases loaded in the 1st inning. Mariners got their first run there. A sac fly by Randy. Mariners got their 2nd run. Cal a solo home run in the 3rd. Mariners chasing 1. Savali into the motion. Here's the 0-2. That's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Savali had a very strange year last year. Started the season with the Brewers. He was in the Brewers rotation to begin the year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Into the motion, he deals. A half cut. Did he go? Yeah, he did. And Canzone strikes out. First out in the 4th. He was removed from the rotation when the Brewers called up Jacob Mizorowski. So, lost his spot in the rotation, requested a trade. So the Brewers did. They traded him to the White Sox. Who knew at the time it would be such a huge trade for the Brewers? They traded for Andrew Vaughn from the White Sox. And Vaughn, he was amazing the rest of the way. Here comes the pitch. That's a ball to Cole Young.
A lot of times they say, maybe just a change of scenery will help out. Well, it really did.
Yeah.
For Andrew Vaughn, power hitting first baseman.
Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, skied to right field. Cortez barely has to move. Now a couple steps in. He's there, makes the catch just above the green cap, and there's 2 away. And then things didn't go as well for Savali with the White Sox. He really struggled in the ERA above 5. Ended up pitching for the Cubs as well last year. So 3 different teams last season.
Well, he didn't have to leave his apartment.
That helps. Yeah.
Pitched in relief for the Cubs.
Here's Rivas. Mariners down by 1. The pitch. That's a strike. Savali's been around. He broke in with Cleveland in 2019. So parts of 8 seasons in the majors. He's also pitched for Tampa Bay. He goes into the motion, delivers. Rivas tried to hold a swing, couldn't do it. That's a strike. It's part of a really important trade for Cleveland, too. They dealt him to Tampa Bay for Kyle Manzardo, the former Coug. It's a big part of the middle of the order for Cleveland. The 0-2. Swung on, softly hit to second base. A couple hops. McNeil backs up, has it, flings it sidearm to first to get the out, and the Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 4th. We head to the 5th. It's 3-2, A's the lead on the Mariners Radio Network.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Athletics lead by a score of 3-2, and that is going to be it for Logan Gilbert. The A's really made him work. He threw a lot of pitches, 89 pitches. Logan goes 4 innings, and he gives up 3 runs on 6 base hits. So left-hander Jose Ferrer will take over in relief. Tyler Soderstrom will lead things off. Man, he's had a big series for the Athletics in this 3-game set. Sacrifice fly and a run batted in back of the 1st inning. Ferrer delivers a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Give Logan a lot of credit, man. He battled to hang in there. He had traffic all over the place except the bottom of the 4th, in which he got the A's 1-2-3. The top of the 4th. Got him in order. The windup and the next pitch is low and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. I asked Dan Wilson on his pregame show, the Athletics, the peskiest ball club they faced this year, and he said, yeah. They have long at bats. They grind out at bats. Swinging a hard hit ground ball up the middle, off to his left. The shortstop, J.P. Crawford, a little bobble, recovers the throw to first, and he has enough time to get Soderstrom. Good job by J.P. Crawford. That ball was hit hard up the middle. It hit off his glove, but he kept it in front of him. Bree caught it about waist high, and a strong throw to first in time to get Soderstrom for the out. Nice play by J.P. So 1 down, and that'll bring up Jacob Wilson. Here's the biggest culprit. This guy could really make you work. Foul off a ton of pitches. That's what the A's hitters do right through this lineup. Pitch on the way, a strike, 0-1. And in this game, the Athletics have had base runners all over the place. They've stranded 6. The stretch by Ferrer, and the lefty delivers, swinging a fly ball straightaway center field, shallow, going out Cole Young, coming in Julio. Julio slides, and he overslides, and the ball hits behind him. It's picked up by Young. He gets a throw into second base. So Julio went into that slide, but he slid right by the ball. The ball landed behind him. That's going to be a base hit for Wilson, and the A's have 1 on. 1 on and 1 away. That'll bring up Jeff McNeil. It's the first time we've seen Julio do that, and reached up as the ball was coming down and fell right behind him. McNeil 1 for 2, an RBI single, tries the bunt, lays it down on the first base side firmly right to the first baseman Josh Naylor, stands in the line, waits for McNeil to get tagged out. He runs softly into Naylor for the 2nd out of the inning. So a sacrifice bunt by McNeil, and that gets Wilson into second base. Mariners will take the out. That'll bring up Max Muncy. That was kind of unusual. McNeil with 2 hits last night, a home run. Here's the stretch. And the pitch to Muncy instead. A turnaround and look by Ferrer to get Wilson back to the bag at second. A's lead it 3-2. Still plenty of baseball left to go in this one, and Mariners need a win before they head out on the road. Here's the pitch. Fastball. A little bit low. Ball 1. And it looks like we got a challenge from Cal Raleigh, thinking it's going to be a strike, and it is. It barely tickled the bottom part of the strike zone, and Cal Raleigh wins that ABS challenge. So the count is 0-1 on Muncy instead of 1-0. Their catches have been very good on the ABS challenges. The pitch low. There is ball 1, 1-1. So 1 on and 2 outs. Ferrer looked back at Wilson. The 1-1 to Muncy is a strike on the inside corner. Good fastball, 1-2. Outfield for the Mariners straight away. Here's the stretch, and the 1-2 on the way to Muncy, and here she comes. Way outside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. A's have played very well on the road. They've won 7 consecutive road games, outscoring their opponents on the road in those games 31-14. Now the 2-2 pitch, that's up and away, ball 3. Full count. They haven't won 8 straight on the road since May of 2019. Mariners would love to end that streak right here. Ferrer taking his time, and now time is called by Muncy. 1 on, 2 outs. Wilson again a lead at second base. Now the stretch and the 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul, backing out of play on the first base side. And it's still 3-2. A's 2 games over 500, 13-11. Mariners would love to get to 500 in a hurry. Right now at 10 and 15, and they will. They're going to get well beyond 500. Now the look in by Ferrer, and the 3-2 pitch is low and inside for ball 4. So Muncy, long at bat, draws a walk. That's what the Athletics do. Man, they make you work. So now the A's with 2 outs have runners on at first and second for Lawrence Butler. Getting to start in center field this afternoon. Right fielder the last couple of games. Butler struck out in the second. Struck out by Logan Gilbert, and he walked his last time up in the third. So Ferrer trying to keep it a 1-run margin. 3-2 A's. They have 3 runs on 7 base hits. Mariners 2 runs on 5. Jose looking for a big final out here in the 5th inning. Ferrer from the stretch, and he delivers low and outside, and a good stop by Cal. Ball 1. Right after this game, the A's head to Texas for a series with the Rangers. Mariners head to St. Louis for a 3-game set against the St. Louis Cardinals. Lost today, this afternoon in Miami by a score of 4-1. Here's the pitch. Check swing, fouled away by Butler right past the on-deck hitter. Austin Wins. Zipped right by Wins, and the count is even on Butler at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two on and 2 outs. The stretch. And the 1-2 pitch of Butler. Swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 3, and that'll retire the side. So Ferrer gets out of a jam. The A's leave a couple. Halfway point. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Athletics 3 and the Mariners 2.
It's Blackberry Smoke, the Rattle, Ramble, and Roll Tour at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Friday, June 12th. A visceral live performance. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss Blackberry Smoke, June 12th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Deep to right field. Going. Goodbye, baseball.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a view that's a real home run, check out right field. Make that the dump yard. Sure, it's a great spot to see our fearless outfielders fly, dive, and slide.
Wow! Victor Robles makes the catch!
But you might get to flash some leather too, because the forecast in the dump yard always calls for rain. Raining big dumper home runs, that is.
Number 60, the magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
Score seats for less than $12 on select dates all season long with Mariners value games, including the upcoming series against the Braves, May 4th through 6th. Plus, check out the expanded Mariners value menu and beer lineup, featuring 36 items and available every game. Get your tickets and check out all the value options at mariners.com/value.
Rick Riz here. When you want delicious food made with care, you've got to visit my friends at Rimini Restaurant. From pasta to seafood to classic favorites, they do it right. Treat yourself to a great meal today at Rimini Restaurant.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Athletics lead by a score of 3-2. That's our Mechanics Bank score, and J.P. Crawford will lead things off. Aaron Savali has gone all the way so far, 4 innings, given up a couple of runs on 5 base hits. The pitch to J.P. swinging a pop-up into straightaway left field. Soderstrom coming in. He's there, camps underneath, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 away. Well, everyone knows a teacher worth celebrating. You can help us honor 24 of them with a $500 classroom grant through the WSC CU Teacher of the Week program. For complete rules and to submit your nominations, go to mynorthwest.com/teacher. Glad you could join us for all the play-by-play. Rick Riz along with Gary Hill Jr., Shannon Dreher on the pre- and post-game show. The windup and the pitch on the way to Cal Raleigh, and Cal takes a strike 0-1. Well, 5 times in Cal's career he's hit home runs in the same game from both sides of the plate. Really sitting left-handed. Still facing the right-hander Savali. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But I just brought that up because on TV they were showing his swings from both sides of the plate, a switch hitter, and his swings are identical from the right side and the left side of the plate. He homered his last time up in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. Cal now has homered in 3 consecutive games, and he now has 5 home runs on the year. The look in by Savali, and now the right-handers. 1-1 on the way to Cal. Swing and a fly ball into shallow right field. Cortez started back. Now he comes in. He is there, and he makes the catch. So 2 outs. When I first saw Cal years ago, saw he was a switch hitter, a media guy, and I said, were you naturally a right-handed hitter, left-handed hitter? He said, Rick, I wasn't. I was from both sides of the plate right away as a kid. His dad started him switch hitting. He said he takes 10 swings from the right side as a kid, 10 swings from the left side. So he never really had a, quote, natural side, one or the other. He started switch hitting right away. Here's Julio, and Julio takes a strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-1. I've never heard that kind of story about a switch hitter before. But for Cal, he's identical from both sides of the plate. The 0-1, low outside, a check swing. It didn't go. Ball 1, 1-1. Cal had more home runs by a switch hitter last year, surpassing the great Mickey Mantle, who had 54 home runs as a switch hitter back in 1961. Cal ended up with 60. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball down the right field line, slicing foul, and out of play. No chance for Cortez, and the count is 0-2. And by hitting 60, he tied the great Babe Ruth, as we mentioned, for 3rd all-time in American League history, but he surpassed Mickey Mantle. In 1951, it was Mantle and Maris, the great chase to get by the great Bambino. And Maris eventually hit 61. Mickey was hurt late in the year and didn't have a chance. Otherwise, Mickey probably would have surpassed Ruth as well. But he missed a lot of time at the end of the season. Here's the pitch to Julio, way up and in. He gets out of the way from ball 2. 2-2 the count on Julio. But imagine that, having 2 guys on the same team. They hit back-to-back. Chance to break great Ruth's record of 60 home runs. Cal eventually tied it as a catcher. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's strike 3 called. Julio called looking. And my goodness, has Savali settled down. He's retired the last 7 in a row. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Our Mechanics Bank score, it's still the Athletics 3 and the Mariners 2.
Still a 3-2 ball game, Mariners and the A's. Here with us inside the Western Washington Toyota Radio booth. Ferrer delivers. First pitch of the inning is a strike to Wins. Ferrer's still in there. He pitched a scoreless fifth. It wasn't easy. A's have had base runners all day. Logan, 4 innings. His pitch count really elevated. Mariners action in the bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Swung on line drive over JP into left field for a base hit. So the A's back at it. The leadoff man aboard. Matt Brash is warming. You wonder if Ferrer will face the lefty Kurtz here, and then maybe Brash against Langoliers. Kurtz is walked. He is singled. A's 3 runs, 8 hits against the Mariners. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled away. As we take a look at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Penn Report. Brought to you by Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. For our first one out of the bullpen today, going multiples. This will be pitch number 20. The 0-1. Strike. Talked about it earlier. We suspect there's at least a couple guys down in the bullpen, which is probably why we're seeing Ferrer going multiple here. Wilcox, 45 pitches yesterday. Here comes the 0-2. Down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Spire throwing 3 of the past 4 days. Bizzardo throwing nearly 30 pitches yesterday. He's pitched 3 of 5. So there's a chance they're a little short-handed, especially with Logan going 4. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled away. So trying to get some extra outs. There's a fastball that was 98 by Ferrer. One ball, 2 strikes. He deals. Swung on and missed. Went chasing. A slider out of the zone. Ferrer gets the punch out. There's 1 away. We'll see if they go to Brash here against Langoliers. No movement, so it looks like it will be Ferrer against Langoliers. The DH today for the A's. He has singled and scored, also lined out sharply to third. Here's the pitch. Down low. Also originally, last time, was called hit by a pitch. It actually was a foul ball off the knob of the bat, then flew out to left field. So the Mariners won the challenge. 1 ball, no strikes. Ferrer delivers. Swung on and missed. One thing you get with Ferrer, you get that heavy ground ball. So always a chance with runners aboard to get the double play. He's got the firm sinker. Nods his head a couple times. 1 ball, 1 strike. Delivers. Swung on, ground ball right there to second base. Cole Young underhanded JP for 1. On the way to first base. Double play. And that was the sinker right there. Right on time. That's it for the A's in the 6th. Mariners still chasing 1. 3-2. A's with the lead. Your Mechanics Bank score on the Mariners Radio Network.
Hey Mariner fans, Cal Raleigh here. Early detection is key to striking out cancer, and Virginia Mason Franciscan Health wants you to talk with your doctor about when you should get checked. As colorectal cancer cases rise in younger adults, we want our fans to stay up to date on the latest screening guidelines. To learn more about colorectal cancer, screenings, and colonoscopies, check out the Big Dumper link at vmfh.org/mariners.
Learn more about colorectal cancer at vmfh.org/mariners.
Swing and a fly ball, deep right field.
2025 was a season to remember. Now celebrate the Mariners' 50th season with the new Seattle Mariners credit card. Get cash back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets and merchandise.
The crowd is going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
Show your Mariners pride with the new Mariners cashback card. Apply today at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
You smell that? Spring. Hibernation's over. It's time to run it. Run it until the grass becomes long and the hedges duck and cover. Then run it again. Steel, Get up to $50 off select AK battery tool sets. Offer valid for limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
On May 2nd, the Mariners are retiring Randy Johnson's number 51. Be on hand for the special pregame ceremony presented by T-Mobile, honoring the legendary big unit as his number is immortalized at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
So here's Josh Naylor. Mariners trailing by 1, 6th inning. Savali into the wind, he deals. He sends it upstairs for a ball. Savali, this will be pitch number 80 coming up. A's have a lefty warming in the pen. Savali's settled in. He's retired 7 in a row. He's gone 1, 2, 3 in each of the last 2 innings. Mariners hit him hard early. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on line drive, base hit center field. So Naylor, the leadoff man aboard, that breaks up 7 in a row knocked down. Let's pause for station identification on the Mariners Radio Network. Naylor, the tying run at first. Here's Randy. Savali deals. Inside. Missed with a 2-seam. 1-0 on Randy. Savali's 1-0. That's in there. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mariners got 1 run in the first. A sacrifice fly by Randy. A Cal homer in the third. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, smashed, but foul. Really turned on it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mariners an opportunity here with the leadoff man aboard. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, low and away. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. With a lot of lefties coming up, it probably wouldn't take much to bounce Savali out of this game at this point. Here's the 2-2 to Randy. Swung on, lifted, foul territory, left field. Muncy over, has enough room on the warning track, makes the catch. And there's 1 out. As we take a look at the Chevy Equinox scoreboard, it's gone final in Anaheim. The Angels have beaten the Blue Jays 7-3. Astros have won today. They beat Cleveland 2-0 earlier today, and that's the action in the division. And with all the lefties coming up, A's are going to go to the bullpen here. Arcatse out, talking to Savali. He will take the ball. New pitcher coming on. We come back right after this.
Rick Riz here with a steal of a deal from Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. This month, save $50 on blowers, chainsaws, and mowers. Like the powerful Steel BGA 50 battery blower, top it out at 103 miles per hour of power. Or the Steel RMA 348 battery walk-behind mower. A 4-in-1 mower with up to 45 minutes of consistent performance. Or save on the Steel MSA 60 battery chainsaw. Lightweight, powerful, and perfect for firewood cutting. Visit SteelUSA.com to find your Steel deal.
Style or substance, somehow it became one or the other when choosing a truck. But there is another choice, not stopping until you have everything. That's GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified lessees get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease for around $329 per month with $68.89 due at signing. See your Northwest GMC dealer. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Your payments may vary. Mileage charge of 25 cents per mile over 20,000 miles at participating dealers only. Visit GMCofferinfo.com for details.
Temperatures are heating up, and you're due for a spring getaway. The Yakima Valley boasts some of the best golf and wine in our region. Book a stay at Yakima Nation Legends Casino Hotel and take in all our Pacific Northwest has to offer. Make Legends your home base as you enjoy a relaxing weekend or a spring break getaway. Spacious rooms, the new Sage Spa, and live entertainment. Drive over while listening to the game and make this season legendary. Your new favorite road trip. Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
Show your Mariners pride with the new Mariners credit card. Get cash back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets, and chances to win cool fan experiences. Presented by Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Well, the new pitcher for the A's will be left-hander Brady Brasso. He takes over in relief. That's it for Aaron Savali, who pitched very well this afternoon. He goes 5 1/3 innings. He's charged with 2 runs right now. Josh Naylor, the tying run on the first, still belongs to Savali. He gave up 6 hits, 1 walk, and he struck out 4.
Mariners going to the bench here. They're going to have a couple pinch hitters here. Raley lifted. Mitch Garver will bat in the DH spot. Mariners down by 1, tying a run at first base. 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's over the inside corner for a strike. Ref Snyder is on deck. He's in Canzone's spot. No balls, a strike, 1 out. See if this pays off. Here's the pitch. Over the corner. 0-2. Basso, 11 games last year, an ERA over 2, was really good against lefties. They only batted 200 against him. The 0-2. Swung on, line drive into the gap, right center field. Butler over, he's not going to get there, it's down. Naylor around second base, he's flying to third. Garver hustling into second, it's a double. And the Mariners really in business now. Runners at second and third with 1 away. Mitch Garver, a pinch hit double.
How about that? The Mariners need a huge spark to light that fuse, and that's it right there. The double by Mitch Garver, got a slider away and hit it deep into the gap in right center field. Butler covers a lot of ground. He was shaded a little bit toward left center field, but a huge base hit right there for Mitch Garver.
Here's Ref Snyder. He's going to pinch hit for Canzone. 1 swing can give the Mariners the lead. They trail 3-2, 6th inning. Ref Snyder facing the lefty here. Infield playing in. Big spot right here. M's looking for the lead. Here's the pitch. And he drops it inside, a curveball. Ref Snyder wearing baby blue batting gloves as he takes a whack at the white cleats. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, hammered, center field. Butler backpedals at the track, makes the catch. Tagging Naylor at third. He's racing home, he scores, and this game is tied. Ref Snyder, a sacrifice fly to center field. It's the Mariners 3, the A's 3.
So the bench coming through here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pinch hit double by Mitch Garver, and Rob Refsnyder with a fly ball way back to straightaway center field, easily scoring Naylor. Good job by Garver and by Rob Refsnyder. We're even, and now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away at third.
A good hustle by Garver to get into third. 2 outs now. Here's Young, lefty and lefty matchup. The pitch. Swung on, line drive center field. Butler over, is now in the gap, reaches up, makes the catch. Hit it hard, but tracked down. So the Mariners can't take the lead, but they tie it. We got a new ball game. We go to the 7th. 3-3. Mariners and A's. Back with more right after this. with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners have tied it up. It's 3-3. We go to the 7th. New pitcher for the M's. Matt Brash will take over for the Mariners. Looking to hang a 0 here and keep this game tied. Rob Refsnyder stays in the game. He's in right field. He had the sacrifice fly. Mariners have had 2 sac flies and a home run. Cal Raleigh with another dinger. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Sunset Auto Family and Summer in Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that. Here's the pitch to Cortez. It's inside, missed with a 2-seam, 97. He's got 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third. They've had traffic all day. Mariners have had some timely pitching. Here's the pitch, inside. He misses, 2 balls and no strikes. A's have action in their pen. Three runs, 8 hits for the A's. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Mariners. Mark Leiter Jr. getting loose for the Athletics. Here's the pitch. Swung on ground ball, sharply hit, a couple hops right to J.P. Crawford. Gobbles it up, fires to first wide. Naylor keeps his toe on the bag, and they get the out. J.P. with a throwing error already today, but Naylor, a nice play that time to record the first out. Brash has been excellent 9 games so far this year. Has not allowed an earned run in 7 1/3 innings. 5 strikeouts. Here's Soderstrom. Left-handed hitter. Brash deals. On the corner. Pops a slider on the edge. That has been his best pitch this year by the numbers. No surprise. Opponent's batting 143 against that pitch. The 0-1. There it is again. Same pitch, same result. Perfect spot right on the edge. Soderstrom calls time. Collecting some thoughts. Adjusts the green helmet on his head as Brash comes set. He delivers 0-2. Misses away. Tried the slider again, this time just off the spot. No chase either, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brash ready. He deals. Swung on, ground ball, a couple hops right to Rivas, who's essentially playing shortstop. Fires it to first. They got the out. He was pulled way over in the shift. Played that perfectly, and quickly there's 2 away for Brash. Here inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. 3-3 the score, top of the 7th. Mariners trying to take the finale here before heading out on the road to take on the Cardinals and the Twins. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Watches it inside. Wilson, an RBI double in the 3rd, a base hit last time in the 5th, 2 for 3. Is 6 for 12 in the series. He's been a problem. Here's the pitch. Over the corner, good slider. Gets even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Brash wearing navy sleeves on a gray day outside. Roof on top of us. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, a couple hops. Cole Young scoops it up off the shoe tops. Throws on the move to first. A 1-2-3 inning as they record the out. Nicely done by Matt Brash. Breezes through the A's order in the 7th. We head to the bottom of the inning. We're still tied 3-3 on the Mariners Radio Network.
The official airline of the Seattle Mariners is your new gateway to the world. Alaska Airlines is the hometown airline of Seattle and now the 4th largest U.S. global airline, with new nonstops to Seoul, Tokyo, Rome, and London, with many more ahead. Experience your dream global getaway aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, featuring private suites with lie-flat seats, chef-curated food and beverages, and entertainment screens at every seat. Book your next adventure today at alaskaair.com.
Are you ready to hit a home run with your shopping? Look no further than the Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards Program. It's your ticket to win big while you shop. Here's how it works. For every $1 you spend on participating products like Sugar Bee Apples and Twisted Tea, you earn Fred Meyer Mariners Rewards points. Redeem your points all season long for game tickets, T-Mobile Park Concert Series tickets, VIP experiences, and more. Visit fredmeyer.com/Mariners for details.
Just like your favorite team, Mechanics Bank is built on strength and a deep commitment to the Pacific Northwest. In need of premium small business or commercial banking services? Add Mechanics Bank to your roster today. Stop by, call, or visit mechanicsbank.com/baseball. Member FDIC.
In the Pacific Northwest, there's one construction equipment rental provider of choice, Star Rentals. The Star Rentals team delivers superior customer service by leading with a culture of care and delivering unmatched follow-through across all 18 Star Rentals locations. Star Rentals is the largest independent construction equipment rental company in the Pacific Northwest, delivering quality care because they care. Learn more at starrentals.com. Star Rentals, the preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Well, we have ourselves a tied ball game in the 7th. Mariners and the A's. Rivas due up to lead off. Then the top of the order, they'll face a new pitcher, Mark Leiter Jr. will now pitch for the A's. Mariners tied it in the 6th. A sac fly by Ruff-Snyder. Here comes the pitch. And it's over the corner for a strike. Pitched in this series already. First game of the series, 1 inning, gave up a couple hits, but did not give up a run. Here's the offer. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Leiter, it's been a struggle this year, an ERA near 8. 8 earned runs in 9 2/3 innings. Mariners trying to get to him right here. Here comes the 0-2. Down low. Now things start to get tricky for the Mariners. Criswell is warming up. Munoz has had 2 days off, so you know he'd be available in a safe situation. Brash just pitched. Ferrer has already gone. Here comes the 1-2. Bounced in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But as we talked about, there's a good chance Bizzardo's down and Spire's down, given the workload. Wilcox threw nearly 50 pitches yesterday. So this 8th inning could be tricky. Mariners hoping for a lead by then. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, golfed center field. Butler ranging back. A back pedal in front of the track. Plenty of space. He makes the catch. 1 out. Top of the order, here's JP. Our legendary moment of the game brought to you by Miller Lite. As Cal stands on deck, was his home run in the 3rd. 3 straight games with a homer. Legendary moments start with a light. When it's game time, it's Miller time. JP trying to get on for Cal. The pitch. Swung on, slashed, foul. Third base side. JP singled in the 1st inning, scored a run. Leiter delivers. Swung on, punched through into right field. It's a base hit. So JP is aboard for Cal. The Mariners have the go-ahead run on base in the 7th. And here is Cal Raleigh. Cal has homered 3 times in this series. (3-3) the score, bottom of the 7th. JP, the go-ahead run, takes his lead. Leiter, his pitch to Cal. Swung on, popped up, third base side, twisting into the seats. 0-1. With all of Cal's homers last year, he only homered twice against the A's. That was in the same game. He's already homered 3 times against the A's this year. The 0-1. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the fewest home runs of any team in the division. He'd love to pop one right here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. That floats in for a strike. Curveball. Just tucked it in top of the zone. 1-2. Cal has 21 multi-homer games in his career. The 1-2 down low. His next one will make it 22 to time with Jay and Edgar for second most in franchise history. Not surprising, Griffey has the most, 40, so a ways to go to get there, but Cal's climbing the ladder.
That's quite a list, yeah. Junior, Jay, and Edgar.
2 balls, 2 strikes. JP at first base. Leiter from the belt. Throw to first base. JP was probably a step off. Just dances back easily. Here comes the 2-2 to Cal. Way outside, not close. A splitter that misses. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh.
If Leiter stays away, you got Butler, the center fielder, way over into right center field. Why? Because, well, Cal likes to pull the ball, but if Cal could drive the ball in the gap in left center, JP's going to score from first base with a go-ahead run.
He had an Oppo homer yesterday. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. JP has his lead at first. Leiter set. He deals. Swung on, club, right field, and it's by Cortez. It's going to the wall. JP around second base. He's flying to third. He's being waved. Now he's going to be held. Cal, a hard turn around second. He's got to go back to second base as the throw comes in. A double by Cal Raleigh. JP is at third base, and there's still only 1 out. Cardozo was waving JP and then threw up the stop sign at the last moment as Cortez recovered in right field. Cortez was really in between going after that ball off the bat of Cal Raleigh.
He's had a rough time out there in right field. One ball that was hit to his right toward right center field earlier today. But that ball was sinking. He tried to make a backhanded catch running in on the ball when the ball landed out in front of him, then skipped over his glove, got all the way to the wall.
That was tough. That was 110 off the bat by Cal. So here we go. Golden opportunity for the Mariners. Infield playing in. Julio batting. JP at third. Cal at second. Mariners looking for the lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit right to shortstop. Here comes JP. Wilson is only plays to first, fires it to first in time, but the Mariners have taken the lead. JP Crawford races home. Julio, a smile on his face as he is driven in the go-ahead run. It's 4-3 Mariners.
JP going on contact, and Jacob Wilson had to dive to his right, and that allowed JP to score that run. By the time Wilson got up on his feet, no chance to get Crawford at the plate. And it was a close play at first base, so Julio with a huge RBI.
Mariners not done. There goes Cal. He takes off. The throw to third base is in time. Cal is thrown out, trying to swipe third. We'll see if the Mariners want to challenge this. They will. They've already won 1 challenge today. I'm pretty sure Muncy just went into the dugout. He seems pretty confident. Cal stays at third base. Muncy.
Oh, he's safe.
I think he's safe.
He's safe.
Muncy, somebody's going to have to get Muncy back onto the field.
Muncy got the tag on him, but late. Cal's right foot was on the bag, and everybody here in the ballpark just saw it. Yeah, they disagree with Malachi Moore, the third base umpire, who called Cal out, but he was safe. That's a gamble. When you're on at second base, you're already out of scoring position. But Cal was able to get in there just ahead of the tag by Max Muncy.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah.
Naylor saw the jump that Cal had and just showed bunt on the pitch. It was a called strike, so it's 0-1 on Naylor. But now Cal closer in the 7th. I guess I'm already assuming that it's going to be taken back.
You're right. I'm with you because he didn't get the tag on him. Yeah.
There we go.
Way to go, Jesse. Or Jake. Excuse me, Jake.
Cal's 2nd steal of the year. Now it can take anything. Base hit, wild pitch, whatever. So Cal at third base. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Mariners up 4-3, looking for more. The pitch to Naylor. Swung on and missed. So now down the count. Missed a splitter, 0-2. Naylor's got 2 hits today. He's 2 for 3. He's had a good series. 5 for 9 in the series. Leiter from the stretch. Cal a walking lead at third. Here's the 0-2. Way outside. A split that was off the mark. 1-2. Mariners really want to get the one today. They've taken the lead. 4-3 M's. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-2. Swung on a missed. Naylor down on strikes. He missed the splitter. The Mariners inning comes to an end, but they get the go-ahead run. 4-3. Mariners with the lead. We head to the 8th on the Mariners Radio Network.
Well, our Mechanics Bank score, it's now the Mariners 4 and the Athletics 3. A huge run in the bottom of the 7th inning to take the lead. And right-hander Cooper Criswell will take over in relief for the Mariners as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Jeff McNeil will lead things off. Here are the numbers for Criswell. He's pitched very well out of the pen. Tall right-hander delivers, swing and a foul on the ground on the first base side by McNeil, 0-1. Criswell, no record with a 1.80 ERA. 7 appearances, 1 save. He's worked 10 innings, given up 8 hits, only 2 runs, both earned with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. Criswell, a nice job. Here's the next pitch. Swinging a foul out of play on the third base side, and the count is 0-2.
So we suspected Spire was down. We suspected Bizzardo was down. It's pretty clear that's the case with Criswell on here in the 8th inning. We knew this would be complicated, especially with Logan only going 4. This is tricky, but if they can get through the 8th, Munoz is waiting.
Here's the windup and the 0-2 on the way, swinging a ground ball wide of third, but right there is Leo Rivas. The throw to first, and it's in time to get McNeil, and there's one away, and Leo has been placed perfectly by Manny Acta off the line at third with the left-handed hitter up there. I don't know how many times we've seen a left-handed hitter hit a ground ball, but right to Rivas playing off the bag. So a big first out for Criswell, trying to get this one to the 9th. For Munoz with a lead. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Max Muncy. Swinging a fly ball straight away left field. Randy started back. Now he comes in. He's there to make the easy catch. So quickly, 2 outs for Criswell.
Munoz is starting to get loose. You do wonder if it got to Kurtz in this inning, if they would go to Munoz early. But hopefully that won't come up.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Because you got Butler coming up and wins. So hopefully Cooper Criswell could have a 1-2-3-8 pitch on the way to Butler, and it misses inside for ball 1. Time now for our working hard player of the game tonight, brought to you by Keen Utility, Whistle Workwear. How about the Mariners' entire offense? Here's the pitch on the way, a strike on Butler. The count is even, a 1-1 strike. The entire offense working really hard to get 4 runs this afternoon, and right now have the lead 4-3. Now the windup and the 1-1 on the way to Butler. Up high, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. For the ones working hard every day, Keen utility available at Whistle Workwear. What a game. Finale of the 3-game series. Mariners trying to hit the road with a win. Here's the pitch of the way, and it's strike called in the outside corner. And Butler wants to challenge. Right now the count is even at 2-2. But Lawrence Butler says, I think that pitch was outside. So let's find out. No, it's a strike. It tickled the outside corner. What a pitch from Criswell. And yes, indeed, the count is even on Butler at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Criswell looking for that final out here in the 8th. Cooper ready. Gets the sign from Cal. Hit now the windup and the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss and a cutter for strike 3. Cooper Criswell has been outstanding. A 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning for the Athletics. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners looking to add on. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mariners 4 and the Athletics 3.
This is Aaron Goldsmith.
And Gary Hill for Fireside.
Gary, I've heard you talk a lot about Fireside.
And you finally listened.
Something you never thought possible. But now they've done work for me.
It's a great time for a new fireplace, garage door, or outdoor barbecue.
Fireside Home Solutions. Visit one of their showrooms in Bellevue, Auburn, Portland, and Spokane.
Don't have time to visit a showroom? Then call them for a free in-home consultation.
Fireside at firesidehomesolutions.com.
Aaron and I both love Fireside, and you will too.
On game days in Seattle, we all show up for the team we trust. At Mechanics Bank, they think banking should feel the same way. Bankers who know you and call you by name. People you trust. It's how they've done business for over 120 years. Some call their service high touch. You might say it's next level. Whatever you call it. At Mechanics Bank, you'll experience premium service from real, knowledgeable local people. So stop by, call, or visit mechanicsbank.com/baseball. Mechanics Bank, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Relax and let Fred Meyer Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk so you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Fred Meyer Pickup and Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
You smell that? Spring. Hibernation's over. It's time to run it. Run it until the grass becomes a lawn and the hedges duck and cover. Steel. Visit your local Steel dealer today.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mariners 4 and the Athletics 3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Randy Arozarena will lead things off against a new pitcher. Right-hander Justin Sterner will take over in relief for the A's. He's 0-2 with a 3.75 ERA in 10 appearances. Randy trying to get something going, adding on. Swinging a ground ball to Hopper. Wide of third, gets underneath the glove of Max Muncy. It flattened out on him, got underneath his glove into left field, and what a break for the Mariners. Muncy was ready to make the play, looking for the ball to bounce up after the second hop, but it just stayed down. And Randy gets aboard at first base. So 1 on, and that'll bring up Mitch Garver, who had a huge base hit, a pinch hit double that led to the tying run in the 6th inning. Josh Naylor scored eventually in a sacrifice fly by Rob Refsnyder, who pinch hit for Dom Canzone. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way to Garver, swinging a foul back. 0-1. Sterner ready, taking a little bit of time. The A's will have one more try in the top of the 9th inning. They're going to take a look at Andres Munoz. Here's the stretch, and the 0-1 is a toss over to first base instead as Randy gets back to the bag. Randy has 5 steals on the year. Mariners 4 runs today on 10 base hits. You got 1 run in the first, 1 in the third on Cal Raleigh's 5th home run of the year, his 3rd consecutive day with a home run. Here's the pitch to Garver, and it's up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a run in the 8th on the sacrifice fly by Refsnyder. And a huge run in the 7th on an infield out by Julio. J.P. Crawford going on contact, was able to score from third base. There goes Randy. Pitch on the way. A ball. The throw it on a second is high by Wins, and Randy is safe at second base. Big stolen base. That's a money bag as the Mariners look to add on to their one-run advantage. Huge stolen base for Randy Rosarena, number 6 on the year. A base hit here gives you another run. The throw by Wins was high. And McNeil covering second base on the play had to reach up for it, then try to get the tag on the front part of the bag, and Randy with his momentum was able to hang on to the bag with his left hand. So Rosarena on at second base. Still trying to fix his belt buckle, dust himself off. And now he's ready to go, and the count is 2-1 on Mitch Garber with a chance to drive in the insurance run. Sterner ready from the belt. And the right-hander's 2-1 pitch on the way to Garber. Swing and a miss as the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners will be in St. Louis on Friday to take on the Cardinals in game 1 of that 3-game series. And it's on to Minnesota for 3 with the Twins. The stretch and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called, and Garver caught looking. And there's 1 out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, coming up on May 18th and 19th against the White Sox, it's a 2-day Josh Naylor bobblehead giveaway. You have 2 chances to snag Naylor's first bobblehead as a Mariner, thanks to Western Washington Toyota dealers. Visit mariners.com/tickets to lock in your seats today. 4-3 Mariners, bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Rob Refsnyder. The pitch to him. Swinging a little tapper, fouled away. Hit it twice. Once on the swing going forward, once on the backswing. And the count is 0-1 on Refsnyder. Rob with a big sacrifice fly. Well hit ball to center field in the 6th inning that scored Naylor with the tie and run to make it 3-3. Sterner. Check of the runner. Randy Rosarena on at second. And the pitch to Refsnyder. Swing and a miss at a big breaking ball. And the count is 0-2. When we go to the top of the 9th inning, due up for the A's, Austin Wins, the number 9 hitter, followed by Nick Kurtz and Shea Langoliers. So some big power bats coming up for the A's. The stretch. Randy bouncing around out there at second base. He stays. The pitch. Refsnyder check swing. Did he go? He did, and that is strike 3. They made the appeal to the first base umpire, Willie Traynor, and Refsnyder thought he held up. So 2 outs in the inning. And yeah, it looked like Rob went a little bit too far. So it was strike 3 on the check swing. So here we go, 2 down for Cole Young. Mariners would love a clutch base hit right here to pick up another run. The stretch by Sterner. The pitch on the way to Cole. It's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Young hit the ball hard, but lined out to Lawrence Butler out in left center field his last time up in the 6th inning. Cole's made some more great plays defensively today at second. Here's the pitch to him, and it's down low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Take a look at his uniform at the end of the day, and he's a gamer. He's all over the place defensively at second. Now the look in by Sterner, and the 1-1 on the way to Cole. Swinging a broken bat, ground ball, foul on the first base side past Eric Young Jr., Mariners first base coach, and the count is 1-2 on Young as Cole has to go back to the dugout to get a new bat. And the bat really splintered down around the handle. On deck for the Mariners, Leo Rivas. Mariners with a big game right here. They need a win against the Oakland A's to avoid the sweep. Get some momentum to go on the road to St. Louis. Here we go, the set by Sterner. And the right-hander's 1-2 pitch. There goes Randy to third, swinging a fly ball straightaway center field. Backing up Butler, reaches up, backpedaling, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left on. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Last try for the A's. Our score, it's the Mariners 4 and the Athletics 3. Well, here we go to the top of the ninth inning. Last try for the Athletics. It's the Mariners 4 and the A's 3, and Senor Smoke. Andres Munoz will take over in relief, looking for the final 3 outs in this one. Austin Wynns will lead things off for the Athletics. Then to the top of the order, the big bats of Nick Kurtz and Shea Langoliers. Munoz 2-2. ERA is up there. He had a few rough outs, standing his last few times out. Really bends to the waist, looks in to get the sign from Cal Raleigh. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way to win. Swing and a flying drive into right field, and coming in, sliding in, making the catch is Refsnyder. Holy smokes, what a play out there in right field. Rob Refsnyder had to come in a hurry. A line drive, sinking line drive into right field. Refsnyder racing in, reaching down to make the catch, and there's one away for the A's here in the top half of the ninth inning. What a play by Rob. So 1 down, and that'll bring up Nick Kurtz. Always dangerous every time he comes up to home plate. The pitch on the way to Kurtz, and it's outside for ball 1. Munoz in 8 innings has given up 8 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 5 walks, 14 strikeouts. And looking for save number 4. Here's the pitch of the way. Check swing. It's a strike, and the count is now even on Kurtz at 1 ball and 1 strike. Munoz a few days ago against Texas, picking up his 3rd save of the year. It was a 4-out save. He struck out Jake Berger, but on strike 3, swing and a miss, it was a wild pitch. Then he struck out Peterson, struck out Young, and he got carded a ground out for the final out of the game. He delivers a slider, making a fastball inside on Kurtz for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. And then Munoz the day before had a 4-pitch strikeout of Brandon Nimmo for the save in the top of the 9th inning of that game. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball for a strike, and the count is even on Kurtz at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Munoz back. Shea Langoliers due up next. This is just heat right on the inside corner from Munoz. Andres in with the sign from Cal, the stretch, and the next off for the way. Swing and a foul back, and Kurtz had a mighty rip at that 2-2 pitch, and the count remains even. Munoz with a new baseball, rubs a wrinkle into that ball. Leans in, glove hand tucked underneath his left armpit. Has the sign from Cal, the stretch. And again, the 2-2 on the way to Kurtz. Swinging a fly ball straightaway center field. Going back, Julio to the 1-inning track, looking up, and goodbye baseball. Nick Kurtz has just tied the game at 4-4 here in the top of the 9th inning. Kurtz with home run number 4 on the season has tied it up at 4 here in the top half of the 9th inning. Kurtz a couple of nights ago with a home run, so his 2nd home run of the series, and we are tied at 4. This was a slider down and away at the knees, and Kurtz went down and got it, and we are even. So that puts a hush over the crowd here at T-Mobile Park. Brings up Shea Langoliers. He's also as dangerous as Kurtz. The pitch to Langoliers, and it's down low for ball 1. So the Mariners will have a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. Langoliers today 1 for 4. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul at the plate. And the count is even on Langoliers at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Kurtz, 36 home runs last season as a rookie, playing in 117 games. And there was home run number 4. The stretch by Munoz, and the 1-1 pitch. Langoliers a swing and a foul back. Cut at a slider, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck, Carlos Cortez. Final game of the 3-game series with the A's. A's won the opener 6-4. They won last night 5-2. And this one all even now at 4. 1 out, nobody on. The stretch by Munoz. And he delivers 1-2. Swing and a miss at a slider for strike 3. And there's 2 outs for the Athletics here in the top half of the 9th inning. So when we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, due up for the Mariners, Leo Rivas, J.P. Crawford, and Cal Raleigh. Say, join the Mariners on May 2nd for Randy Johnson number retirement ceremony night presented by T-Mobile. Don't miss this historic pregame celebration where the Big Unit's 51 becomes immortalized right here at T-Mobile Park. Get your tickets at mariners.com/Big Unit. Stretch and the pitch on the way to Cortez. Swing and a foul off to the right side of home plate, and the count is 0-1. Cortez with a couple of base hits in this one, 2 for 4. It was Cortez that lined one right back to starting pitcher Logan Gilbert with 2 on in the first inning and nobody out. And the ball got lodged in his jersey. Here's the pitch. And it's up high for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. As Logan was trying to fish for the ball popped out of his jersey. He was able to get to it, but it was ruled a base hit. It's a base hit, a dead ball. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 on the way to Cortez. Low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. And I recall it happening years ago. I can't remember who it happened to, but that's the first time I've actually seen it in person where a line drive back of the pitcher got caught inside of their jersey. Here's the pitch, low and outside, ball 3, and Munoz way behind in the count on Cortez at 3 balls and a strike. But Logan stayed in the game and ended up going 4 innings. The stretch and the 3-1 pitch, swing and a foul right off the top of the screen behind home plate. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Cortez. On deck, Tyler Soderstrom. You don't want to take a look at Soderstrom. Munoz trying to get that final out here in the top of the 9th inning to get his offense back to work. Mariners looking to get the final game of this 3-game series here at home. The stretch and the 3-2 on the way to Cortez. Swinging a ground ball right side. A backhanded sliding stop by Cole Young. Pops up, throws to first in time to get Cortez, and that's going to retire the side. However, Nick Kurtz with a home run to tie the game. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Any kind of run will win it. Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mariners 4 and the Athletics 4.
If you think you know cruising, think again. Uncruise Adventures is the opposite of the big ship experience. Our small, award-winning vessels carry just 22 to 86 guests. Enjoy all-inclusive farm-to-table dining, guided excursions, and all the gear you need. No dress code and no crowds. Come as you are and explore Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico, Costa Rica, or the Galapagos. Visit us at uncruise.com. And Seattle baseball fans, mention this ad for exclusive savings.
Hey Mariner fans, Cal Raleigh here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, the trusted sports medicine providers of the Mariners. Take it from a catcher. Squatting behind the plate for 9 innings is tough on the knees. I stay in the game by staying consistent with my stretching and warm-up routines. You don't have to be a pro to treat your body like one. To stay on your game, talk to the same sports medicine specialist we trust. Find yours at vmfh.org/Mariners.
Find a sports medicine specialist today at vmfh.org/Mariners.
Temperatures are heating up, and you're due for a spring getaway. The Yakima Valley boasts some of the best golf and wine in our region. Book a stay at Yakima Nation Legends Casino Hotel and take in all our Pacific Northwest has to offer. Make Legends your home base as you enjoy a relaxing weekend or a spring break getaway. Spacious rooms, the new Sage Spa, and live entertainment. Drive over while listening to the game and make this season legendary. Your new favorite road trip. Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
Get more baseball for your buck with Mariners value options. Tickets for less than $12 to select games all season, and the biggest ever value menu and beer lineup, featuring 36 items and available every game. Check it out at mariners.com/value.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied at 4-4. Nick Kurtz with a big home run for the A's in the top of the 9th inning. Joel Kuhnel will take over in relief. He's their closer for the Athletics, and Leo Rivas will lead things off. Trying to get on board any way he can. Here's the pitch on the way. Shows bunt, pops it in the air behind home plate off the netting. And the count is 0-1. Kuhnel having a heck of a year out of the bullpen for the Athletics. 7 appearances. He's worked 7 innings, given up 1 earned run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. He has a 1.29 ERA. No wins, no losses. The 0-1 pitch inside on Leo for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Mariners have Rivas. Then back to the top of the order, J.P. Crawford and Cal Raleigh here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Leo swinging a line drive into center field for a base hit. And the Mariners have the winning run aboard right away. Leo Rivas, his first base hit of the afternoon. It's a big one. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th inning. That'll bring up J.P. Crawford. Now he can handle the bat. He can swing and get you a base hit. He can swing, hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he can lay down a bunt to move Leo into second base. Mariners have 2 walk-off wins this year. J.P. with one of them. An RBI single to beat the Angels earlier this season. In close at third base, Max Muncy looking for the sacrifice. Here's the stretch by Cunell. Here's the pitch on the way. And Crawford not showing bunt, takes the pitch for a strike. 0-1. JP with 2 hits on the day. Singled, scored in the first. He singled and scored in the 7th. Room on the right side of the infield for JP, a left-handed hitter, the stretch. And the 0-1 on the way to Crawford. It's low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So they're letting JP swing away. Cal Raleigh due up next. Leo Rivas will lead at first. Quick word with first base coach E.Y. Jr. Cunell taking some time. Burley right-hander. Here's the stretch. And now the 1-1 on the way to Crawford. It's inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Mariners looking for their 3rd walk-off win of the year. Cunell taking some time. Rubs up the baseball. Plants that foot in front of the rubber. Looks in to get the sign from Wins, his catcher. Rivas a lead at first base. Here's the stretch. And a toss over to first base. Leo back to the bag. Nick Kurtz playing at the bag, trying to keep Leo close. Straight away the second baseman McNeil at second. The shortstop Wilson toward the bag. Still in it close at third base is Max Muncy. Now the look in, the stretch, and the right-hander's 2-1 pitch. JP swinging a ground ball right side. Off to his left, McNeil. The throw to second for 1. The relay to first, and it's in time for the double play. Holy smokes, what a double play started by McNeil. He had to go way to his left. Fired back to Wilson at second for the force on Rivas. And then Wilson's relay to first base is in time to double up J.P. Crawford. Let's see if Danny wants to take a look at it. And J.P. is out at first. So they won't take a look at it. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Well, with 2 outs, here's the guy that can win it with 1 swing of the bat. Cal Raleigh with a home run to right field back in the 3rd inning. He doubled his last time up in the 7th. Can he do it again? The stretch and the pitch on the way to Cal. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Way to his left. Wilson diving. Can't get to it. A base hit into center field. So Cal Raleigh with his 3rd base hit of the ball game. The Mariners have the winning run back on at first base. Hardy ground ball up the middle to the right of the bag at second. And that will bring up Julio Rodriguez. Julio tied the game, or gave the Mariners a lead with an infield out in the 7th inning to make it 4-3. Kurtz tied it in the top of the 9th inning with a home run. And here's a guy that can win it as well with a long ball. Great spot right here for Julio's 2nd home run of the year. The stretch by Cunell delivers. Swing and a tapper fouled away. And again, Julio hits it twice on the swing and on the follow through. And the count is 0-1 on Julio Rodriguez. Julio singled way back in the 1st inning. Cal on at first base. Outfield deep. Soderstrom in left. Butler in center. Cortez in right field. The look in by Cunell. Here's the stretch, and the 0-1 on the way to Julio. Swinging a ground ball to the hole that's short and through for a base hit. A single for Julio, and down to second goes Cal Raleigh, the winning run. Up with the ball is Soderstrom, so with 2 outs, back-to-back singles. And here is Josh Naylor with a chance to win it with a base hit. And now time is called. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach for the Athletics, out to the mound to have a talk with Cunell. The Mariners have 3 hits in the inning. The leadoff single by Rivas, but then the double play. And then the back-to-back hits by Cal and Julio. So Josh Naylor already with 2 hits on the day, looking for his 3rd hit to win this ball game and send everybody home happy. It has been a struggle trying to score some runs. The Mariners trying to get one more across here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a game tied at 4-4. Josh Naylor, 9 RBIs on the year, a couple home runs. And right now, all he needs is a good old-fashioned line drive base hit to win this game. Naylor, a .290 hitter last year, 20 home runs, 92 runs batted in. And now Emerson back to the A's third base dugout, but wins the catcher out in front of the plate going through the signs. So 2 on and 2 away. Hang on to your hats, everybody. Here we go. The Mariners trying to win it with a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning against the A's. Here's the stretch by Cunell. Runners get their leads. The pitch on the way to Naylor. Swinging a line drive left field for a base hit. Cal Ronnie third being waved in. Down the stretch he comes. A throw to the plate. Not in time. Josh Naylor with a walk-off win. And the Mariners win it 5-4 over the Athletics. Naylor getting mobbed at first base. 3 consecutive singles. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor with the Mariners' third walk-off hit of the season. Holy smokes, the Mariners win it 5-4. What a ball game this afternoon. And the Mariners take the finale of the 3-game series, and the Mariners hit the road happy. Oh, my goodness, what a way to end it. Josh Naylor jumping on the first pitch. Right